Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning. morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power.
Time check. It's 26 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report.
Our God is greater,
Yours truly, the Pitbull of radio.
is stronger, God, you are higher than any
In studio.
other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, and if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you,
I'm going to say R.I.P.
none like you.
and condolences to the Hugh Rodriguez family,
Into the darkness you shine.
better known as Ghosts. Everybody did know Ghosts.
There's no one like you, none like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God.
Hassan Munsami, Santa Cruz said, condolences to the ghosts, to the family of ghosts, whose physical journey has ended.
Choose we rise
Eternal rest
like you.
grant unto him, O Lord, and let the perpetual light shine upon him as he begin his spiritual journey. Ghost was a good one.
Awesome in power.
Real people ain't last in it, nobody.
Our God is there.
The PNM didn't get him power, Ghost would have been alive today. You know? That 10 years they killed plenty people. When PNM lost the election, who didn't dead badly wounded.
Awesome in power. Our God.
Real people, at least it has some people get to see the loss of the PNM, eh? But it has some who ain't get to see it, boy. It has some who ain't get to see it. He's a good one.
And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us?
He was a good one.
God is with us, and what can stand against? And if
It's only Patricia ain't going nowhere, or what?
who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us,
Don't tell she's a bad woman. You know. Daniel, Matilda, Primraj, Pamela, Donna, Lachman, Bernadette KR, Margaret, Gloria, Glorious, Rambo, Aaron Simon, Simon, good morning. Angela, good morning. Janelle, Afreeza D. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Carmen, good morning. Nigel Black, Krishna, good morning. Deborah, Mr. Blanc, good morning. Dave and Deborah too. Rick, Kathleen, Carla, Damian Vincent, man. Roger, good morning. Echo for us, are we going, partner? Echo for us, man. Butram John, good morning. And just yesterday, this man going to a good one, boy. Alan. Remember, he always used to be on Facebook, boy, and on social media fighting for the UNC. He was ailing. Alan.
There's no one like you. None like you.
British read me like you at all. Wait, tell me, boy, I like you, man.
You shine.
We'll put you out. It's just a matter of putting you out if you don't change your ways. Yeah, Alan Karim. Yeah, boy, that was a real good one too. Ban! I want your ban misbehave himself, you know. I think he used to misbehave, but he misbehave now. Yeah, Alan Karim, man. Karim. Oh God, he was a real good one, boy. You know, these days I ain't really seen Valerie much. Valerie, all I know Valerie. Oh, I want to hope everything going good with Valerie, you know. I want to give she a call. Yeah, the Dira. And then now all your condolences to Ghost. Ghost was a good one too. I ain't gonna lie, you know, the good people and them just didn't. And the bad people and them like Rowley, them just still around. I can't understand why we still have 13 opposition leader, them ain't dead in yet. I can't understand this. Bad people living long. 007 band still is misbehave. I'm watching today. Esther Smith, good morning. Damian, good morning. Delia De Silva, pleasant good morning to you. And Neil De Silva, Valencia. West. And KK getting ready for school, Delia. Vido. Samaru. Morning. Dairo, morning. Lucky Lal. Naz Ali and Mr. Ali, a pleasant good morning to you all. Matilda say, Ghost, R.I.P. in peace, man. You will be missed. Condolences to family and friends. Always sad to lose a loved one. Sad. Jason Miller, pleasant good morning. The Hulk, good morning. Nigel Black, good morning. Carol Maharaj, good morning. Michael, good morning to you.
What can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
Michael say, I'm on my way to Piaco Airport to make reservations to board helicopter. for Cassia, it had the name a gas platform. The 3 thing block off there, Michael. So that might be us. So Cassia, gas platform offshore. It's back to work for me, folks. So we do you'll be listening to me or when you're walking over there on that platform over there. Always do that. You have headphone in your ears on a platform, you listen to them thing. Or when you get a resting in the morning. But you just, so when you're offshore, we don't see you on or something or what? You will never know, Michael. Let me know. Sandy Jones, good morning. Samantha, good morning. Survivor, good morning. Anthony, good morning. I agree with you, echoes of horrors. Rambo, good morning. Oh boy. So here we go.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Ghost was a good one. And I agree with Echo of Horrors. Yeah, I agree with him. We had to play a nice tune for Ghost Boy. Hugh Rodriguez, better known as Ghost. When he come on and he talking, so he was a powerful speaker, you know. Yeah, Ghost was a powerful speaker, boy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
The time that saved the rage like me. I was lost, but now every found was blood, but now how sweet trust grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my free relief. Our faith shows that for grace and the hour of bang, bang, bang.
Condolences to Ghost, Hugh Rodriguez, his family, and the other soldier that died the other day, Alan, Karim. Good soldiers that have left us.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
As long as alive and to breathe, my chains are
to save like you now. Song for me to shine. But God, why can't let me hear below? You be forevermore. You be forevermore.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Again, condolences to the Ghost family. The man himself, Ghost, better known as Hugh Rodriguez, have passed, have gone and left us to a better life. And one time indeed, I must also mention Alan Karim, an ex-good soldier that have left us to go to a better life. God, Jesus Christ, have mercy on all of us. We don't know when our day will come. The Pitbull day was once upon him, and today I'm in the land of the living. Thank you, Almighty God. When you're ready for me, I'm here. But condolences to the Ghost family. Alan Karim and all of them, man. And that Brian Stone, the Belmont man. Brother Carl. So my people pass by. Wow, wow, wow. It hurts. I must say a blessing good morning to baby. Teacher Balmain, Video, Vancouver, all of you. Big Rum, Rusty Nail. Tennessee Paul Johnny. Miss Lorna, Miss Brooklyn, Angie. Miss La Hocketa, Mr. La Hocketa. Ravi, aka Postman.com. Yeah, boy, and Stone. Yeah, Brian Stone. Yeah, boy, you call for us. You remember Brother Carl, boy. Miss Lawrence, I hear from you a while. What's up? That's Dennis Lawrence's mother. What's up with you? Audrey, up there in Chumakat, what going on with you there? Hey, let me say a pleasant good morning to Beatham. Anderson Wilson and the whole clip on the Beatham there. Good morning to each and every one of you. KFC, good morning. Joy. KFC mother, Joy, good morning, Joy.
Bang, 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 bang.
Mr. Bonnet Darren Mohan. 10 for Mohan. I'm say morning to I know him as a church man, you know. People tell him all kind of thing, but I know this boy as a church man, Corey Joseph. Yes, I know the man is a church man, you know. Freeport here. Morning, Freeport. Keith, good morning. Nita, good morning. Lenora, come about. So pleasant good morning to you. Tommy, good morning. Todd Gray, all of you, a pleasant good morning. Hey, Shereen Lee. Good morning, Pinky. Balroop. Good morning to you. Son of God in Jesus Christ. Good morning to you. Freddie Brown, a pleasant good morning to you. You say P&M Socks. Joanne Burke, good morning to you. She say Yellows, good morning to you, Beatum. Pundit Param Maraj, a pleasant good morning to you. Imam Qasim, good morning too. Pastor John, good morning. Also Pundit Rafi, good morning. All the pundits that are local, a pleasant good morning to you all. All the imams, good morning. All the pastors and bishops, good morning to you all. Jesse, a pleasant good morning. Andra, Alfonso, good morning. Annie. Happy birthday, Indra. May God continue to richly bless you. May you live to see many, 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 many more birthdays. So happy birthday to you, Indra. Today your birthday. And I think yesterday goes gone. And last week, Karam gone. Karim, Alan. Sheldon Roach, good morning. Joyce Ram, good morning. Mary, good morning. Nimbali Khan, good morning. Oh boy, I just gone in a late thing there, you know. My mind when he studying all them people just deading out so quick all around me. Me didn't mind let them live a little bit to see the country change around and thing. After the mess this government leads the country in. What I will say? To born, you have to die. One day you're here, one day you wouldn't be. It's something we all have to accept. Are they all go just say, well, the Pitbull not around no more? It is what it is. Wow, wow, wow. All right, bossman say, good morning, commuters. Expect very little to no services operating out of San Fernando bus terminal because that PTSC is canceling numerous routes. Port of Spain ECS bus, Princeton, Guayaguari, Faizabad, and Point 14. And sending all the buses to UE. Hey Dave out in Canada, pleasant good morning to you.
Hello, good morning to the Magnificent Tree. I just want to apologize to the guy on the Nelson Mandela issue. I was wrong. Sorry about that, sir. Okay, now I'm going to say this. There is a real agenda that's taking place under our own island. And the agenda is between the media and the PNM to try to make people who vote for the UNC to be sorry that they vote for the UNC and that they didn't know this UNC is so corrupt and Kamala Bissessa with all the love she has so wicked, because they want to start somewhere with the local election especially and also the Tobago House of Assembly. So right now they are on an agenda only pushing hate in everything. If whatever the UNC try to fix, it ain't that way to fix it. It have another way, the PNM way. And they all about giving out school bag and books and all kind of things. Well, so far, for me, it's better for the PNM to remain in opposition because they acting better in opposition to the population than when they in government, right? And people have to understand what's happening here with the agenda that they on, right? They're trying every trick in the book to make the UNC look bad. They look at what happened with the school now. They want to say that putting police officers go make children go to school and feel they in the right school. They might be feeling that way. They in jail. What they feeling? That they're not in school because the policemen them have gone. So when they're on the road and they see policemen with gun, what the children must do? Run under the bus? Run inside a hole because policemen have gone? So I don't know what is this agenda that is trying to push to make people feel, well, they need to do this and do that. As how Beckles say now, that how the people crying out for input and sorry input a day. But she forget even Chotong they remove input as the Minister of Finance already. So what the people crying back for input for? It's just a kind of agenda where we have to resist and resist hard. That's all I have to say this morning. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, Ground Report. The Prime Minister said that all the ministries are understaffed. And she went on to say, fill them up. So that, we'll hear people saying, well, they're sending this thing, but you don't have enough workers to complete the thing at the speed at which you'll expect it to happen. Now, in the past years, in the past 10 years, many young people left school and are qualified and couldn't get a job. Teachers, clerks, doctors, nurses, etc. Whatever was their ambition. And then there are those who not fully qualified, but they have time now to go and complete the qualifications. So what must take place is that parents could go on YouTube or Google for information on whom or how to apply as a clerk at any of the ministries. If you want to be a teacher, you have the Presbyterian schools, those who are Presbyterians, the Anglican, the Catholic, and then you have the Ministry of Education. In the application, they must have their full qualifications and recommendations from people. So that is what they have to start doing now, because she said, fill them up. And it was she who said that every ministry is understaffed. Have a good day.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mickie. Good morning, Shantabigo. Good morning to everybody in the live once more again. Andy, listen to this now. I want to find out something. When are they coming back on the radio? Because, a lot of people asking about the ground report and so forth, and unfortunately, some people cannot afford the internet whereby they could, view all and hear all. You understand? So say something now about when all they might be coming back on the radio. Alright? Anyway, God bless everyone.
Good morning, caller.
Yeah, morning. And is your show still on?
Huh?
Is your show still on TV?
No, we're not on Gaia anymore.
Why?
They put a program there that could afford it.
That's stupid. That's stupid program. God. So how we could see it? It would be an.
It's on right now. It's on right now. You're like on Real Media TT. Just if you have a smart TV, just pop Real Media TT on Facebook or YouTube, or just punch in the Ground Report on YouTube. Easy, and you'll get us there.
Okay, sir.
So
okay then.
For a matter of fact, as you call there, we'll organize and send you the link.
Okay, sir. All the best, eh?
All right, no problem. But we should
okay,
again, we should be back on mainstream sometime soon.
Okay. All the best.
All right, man. Enjoy your day.
Okay. Yeah, it's same to you. Bye.
Good morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning? Go ahead, caller. Hello? 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 Hello?
Andy?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Right. Mr. Good morning to everybody. Andy, I'm listening to everybody on the talk show them yesterday and on and on. Right? What I want to wait on, I either say the firearm, the police them shouldn't be showing the firearm, or probably they should have it. This part the joint can see. But police officers do work with guns, unless they're doing desk work or some kind of thing. We only want to wait on until our parents come in the school. With them gun. Wait till our parents get vexed with somebody, or we only want to wait till somebody brother. One of them them children. The brother was one of them. Come and shoot somebody in the school. And then all of say the police should have firearm on them. That's what they go say. So my deepest condolences on behalf of the beaten people who have known goes so good and the snake partner go on boy. But Andy, we spoke to Brother Carl about the blue and white tablet. When the levels he stopped take it. I met Ghost sometime in Port of Spain. I say, Ghost, come off that tablet, that blue and white tablet. I mean, you don't have things don't have to be so hard. You man know you don't have something hard, you know. The tablet, I mean, it's a killer. So all of those who still continue to use that stuff, better stop it. Andy, I'm not gonna listen.
What, you stop using it too?
Andy, not good.
But
not good.
Why ain't
I never have used that.
Oh God!
Because I see what I'm doing, my neighbor.
But you used to use it and you stop.
Never. Andy, if I take a piss, respect my wife, stand up. She does get pregnant. I go up on porridge. I go up on Quaker words. I go up on soup. Daddy, what's that? Daddy say, instead of buying a beer, he said, buy a 10 juice. I always have juice mix home. Sometimes I drink a peanut punch. Daddy says sometimes you drink a peanut punch. Your daddy always make punch and you cannot stretch it. Your daddy say make punch or something, man. So if I pee anyway, and a woman said she does get pregnant, I just have to pee close to them. So I don't need that, Andy. I see what happened to people. I see what happened to Brother Carl. People feel it's just so Brother Carl thing. I mean, Brother Carl might take spoke to Brother Carl. He might take Brother Carl come up with one. But even listen, Lennox Smith, I think Lennox Smith don't stop. And the other corner listener.
Good morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Morning, Andy. Morning, my brother. This is Malcolm X.
Yes, partner.
Hey, Andy, I don't know who could have get in touch with the Minister of Health or who, but it have people in Sandy Grande new hospital waiting to see a doctor from since yesterday morning, boy. We still going through that in this country. With them doctors and them is in all them private hospital and all about and getting paid with them. Who, when we go start to deal with these things? When Trinidad and Tobago will start having people being accountable for what they're paying for? You're hearing a whole front page with Foster Cummins and his family and how much million of dollars in contract. Wait is we taxpayers' money, health surcharge and NIS really going. I want somebody at least to make a call. We can't have a new hospital in Grande and all you're telling people 3 doctors short staff. But you could go by all them private places and pay $700 and $600 to see a doctor with all of them same doctors working in the hospital right now. And if you could get in touch with the man you campaign for, Wayne Sturgeon, Wayne name, to make a call. It have people right now in the emergency hospital with cancer, with waiting on a brain scan, waiting on scan from since yesterday morning. Oh God, Trinidad and Tobago, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? PNM was only on contract for friend, family, and I said $1 million. We be only hearing about spend. I'm calling on the UNC government. Let we don't drag we foot. Look at what's going on in this country like it's shut down or what? And the who to vote for, what to do is a revolution. What is we have to do, boy? Since yesterday, aunt of mine's in the hospital in Grande can't see a doctor, boy. Lennox, if you hearing, boy, try and make a call now. Mighty K is only all you we could depend on, and they move all your program from the TV where everybody might hear and other people might call in and let the nation know what's going on because there are other people there too, boy. What is really going on in this country, boy? It's only a revolution goes change this thing or what? They could lock me up for this, you know, and about this country needs serious help. And you hearing me?
Yeah, boy.
All you find out what's going on in Grande, boy, and all you go hear that is why all your program cut off or what? Because they don't want people to hear what's going on or what? Boy, I getting fed up at this place, boy. I getting fed up at this place, boy. I paying all my VAT, all my this, all my that. Every time you go by a doctor, yeah, it's $700. And it's the same doctor and them in the hospital, boy. When this thing goes stop, Trinidad and Tobago, this is Malcolm X, boy, getting well frustrated and fed up with, since yesterday, a woman in the hospital, the woman begging to lie down, she's staying down in the new hospital in Arima, the new hospital in Grande. So then all the billing one in Port of Spain and tell me about short-staffed doctor. But in all them private, all about you go, you're seeing a doctor. Boy, I can't say I no pleasant day, boy, because if that woman really can't see a doctor and something happened to she go be Torah with me and them in the private and walking in the hospital and then going, you know. I gone, you know. Something had to start it, you know. And they could say where they want, you know. But it had to start somehow. And let the police, the army, everybody prepare themselves because the shit had to stop, boy. Have a nice day.
Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, people. Good morning, all you. God bless all you. God bless all you. I call him to say, I don't know when these people will catch themselves. I mean, all you're going to kidnap a pilot. A man who served this country. Why are you doing kidnapping? Why are you doing housebreaking? Why are you going to do people wrong thing? If you have any little thing, eat it and drink it and stay in all your house. I never owned money. I never had good house. I never had car. And I live in. If you have to eat dal and rice, you cook it and you eat it with a good mind and pray to God. Why? The pilot have a mother. You don't have them as work to send me to school. You think a man get up hustling to go to take a plane to fly, or you're going to kidnap a man and the man at a ball? Yeah, Alan Satan, how the man was balling in his van for help. I'm sorry, it's only one of them they get and they didn't get all. I'm sorry, it's only one go. And all the Malams didn't go too. That's one thing. I want to tell Mr. KFC, when he has to talk about Munilal and Padarat and other stations, when he go to get things and about Vandana Mohit, when you go to the UNC to get things and school, they all about, and you didn't get it, and you didn't go to the Minister of Education, you're going on other program and talking UNC bad, and you're talking ministers bad. And I want to let him know this. You're going to talk about Munilal and Padarat, how they was eating in the Hyatt, and how they were drinking. But watch your business. Don't watch them one, because they was fasting for a thing they call a Ganesh Utsav. They was eating plant-based food, and they wasn't drinking alcohol. And if even though they studied for 3 years, they have the education to hold a job. You hear? And all is working there. It's not easy work all you're doing in that station. So when he had to talk, let him talk about himself and go and get a work and say about himself and his family.
So you catch KFC talking on
Yes, not one program. He's talking about Munilal.
But talking with the MPs and ministers.
Yes, do not talk my government bad.
Oh, God.
On other program. Because let me tell you, they're working. What work they could do, they're doing. You are doing nothing else than begging. Go and work. Here, according.
So you know that you hear him.
Yes, I know the man voice. I know the program long time. I know all them program listening.
Oh.
But I will tell you, do not talk my minister bad and my government according to Rowley.
But he don't talk them. But he don't talk them bad on this program.
Not this program.
Oh.
Other program.
So you just play talking nice here, and when you leave here.
When you go to get something for your children, and you did not get it in time, and you say, oh, you was a UNC activist, and this and that. Nobody can meddle for minding your children. You wanted wife and you wanted children. You can't mind one, you got 2 and 3. You have to mind them. If you sick or you're dead or your wife, something happened to them, government meddle. You will get it in time. When Christmas comes in, you want go and work. Well, that's what you want in time. Oh, I tell you, you was a UNC activist, and you took it all of them bad.
Oh, good.
Don't study Padarat business and don't study Munilal business. They just good. Oh, they eating and drinking in the higher. And they're drinking whiskey. Let me tell you something, Pitbull. They was fasting for the Ganesh Utsav, plant-based food and non-alcohol because they had to sit down and do the prayers. Mr. Padara had to sit down and do the prayers with Pandit Munilal. You hear? So when he has to talk, don't talk nothing about my government. Yeah, at all, because my government working. Let's talk about the self, he can't mind that and children and he begging. Right. So I want to clear the air on that. And I want to tell the boys, I am with all you. Asian go to the world. Good things come to who that wait.
Yes, yes.
And our country is looking better. Granny feeling more safe. And I love the boys. And I glad the Commissioner of Police working. And I glad my government working. And God bless all your boys.
Yes, yes. Oh God. Granny get on bad day. She put KFC in place. That finger looking good get chopped off. So we go wait to hear what KFC go play. We can't think because Granny don't lie, you know. There used to be Granny in the program there. Granny don't lie. Granny says she hear him on different programs, you know. And Granny put KFC in place. Let me say a pleasant good morning to COP. Yeah, I hope the rain fall down there as I say. You see how they remember sometime there? Alright, let me continue. Wow. Man, no, Granny, they can't talk about Granny. Granny listening all over, you know. Wait. KFC finger licking good. Granny just chop off that.
Pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy Williams, pleasant good morning to you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Lennox Smith, good morning to you, my brother. Trinidad and Tobago, Mighty K, we serve all yours, brothers. Pleasant morning. Now, Andy, you see the contribution Malcolm X make? I want to endorse that contribution because now, and before I go further, I want Trinidad and Tobago to know something. 10 years of destruction cannot be fixed in 5 months or cannot be fixed even in a year. It takes time to fix the kind of destruction, the kind of things that the PNM did to this country. It takes a lot of time to fix it. Trinidad and Tobago, let us be real as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, I want to say something on the Donald Trump issue and the Venezuelan issue, because a lot of people just talking. Let me say something here this morning. Now, people have to understand, we all know Venezuela don't produce drugs. We all know that. But Venezuela and Colombia is bordered. Venezuela and Colombia is bordered. And Colombia, you see the gap that Venezuela have? If one they don't know, listen to Carnage this morning. Carnage know, right? And I am telling you all, I'm only doing the investigation. You see the gas, what Venezuela have, the cheap gas, Colombia is water gas on a regular basis every day to process the cocaine, to process the drugs, right? So when they're telling them Maduro is a drug this and a drug that, the people and them do the investigation. Somebody will put $15 million on their head just for, you understand? Since this administration take office, every time after the PNM lost the election and you know when the UNC win, the UNC win the election. Every time somebody open the mouth concerning the PNL, Maduro open his mouth too. Like Maduro running this country. Since when Afghanistan, since when Maduro used to get involved in Trinidad and Tobago politics like that. It's 5 months from the new administration in office. Watch how much thing the administration do.
It cannot change in 5 months. Only what they want people to do, it are no magic one. And the gas that they will be using, they will be only know that it's for gas and cocaine, only know that it's for cement and cocaine. I wonder if they know that. Ask anybody if they don't know. When they purchasing the cocaine, they need cement, they need gas. And Colombia is buying a lot of gas from Venezuela, Chile are buying it legal or illegal. So when they're telling you that Maduro and the henchmen and them participating in narcotics, do not go there. People know it, but I tell you that again. South America, we live in America backyard. Right? And America gets fed up and the jobs that is coming in the country, and it's time to take a stand. And America protecting Trinidad, America protecting me, all about America in the battle. If America wasn't there, they would have been pressuring this government more. They would have been pressuring the Kamala percent government more. Why are they not understanding that Trinidad and Tobago? But it takes time, and it takes time. And always Russian. When we say they have no money, like what I feel, they have money for some and they have no money for some. Look for that Kanas is a dial, look for that Kanas is a loyalist, and look for that Kanas taking the time. You feel worried? You feel like Russian this or Russian that? What is to be, it will be, and what is for me, it's for me. Nobody can take it away. So if I want to make noise, and I ain't getting this and I ain't getting that, and I want to fix up, but I know I'm doing, that's why I don't call in that program and take, and I just did but one program, the ground report. Because I was there when the ground report started, and I want to show people the loyalty of a man. So I'm the phenomenal listener. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to voice my opinion.
Thank you, my brother. Oh boy.
Listen, good morning, Mickie, Lennox, and Andy. And Andy, let me just mention something, just 2 quick ones. One is concerning the Venezuelan issue. Do we put some soldiers or something on our shores in the Caracas area there to avoid anything happening? Because when things happen, we have to have an influx is going to be coming in, and by the time our defense force try to react, it's because hundreds of them will be over in our shores already, all right? So the prevention is better than cure, so let me just put some soldiers on the outside there, just for the hour. Nothing wrong with that, you understand? And second thing concerning the schools, yeah, really, let me see if we could get these kids and them, up and running, everything will be nice. Let me just move forward with the kids and them, let me just go around this thing in a circle, and just let the kids and them do what they have to do, and let the government do what they have to do, all right? I believe in that. And a final one, concerning this medical boy. Sometimes you go to the people and I'm going to the clinics, 5 o'clock in the morning, they will get a number. That number now, the place is open until 8 o'clock. And then from that now, the doctor ain't coming for 10. You understand? And you have to sit down there all that time. And when the doctor come now, he already checking you all good, just giving you a script and you're going your way. And that is it. They ain't checking you out good. You understand? All right, well, blessings. I hope they do something with the clinics and get the doctors and them to come on their job on time. All right, blessings.
Andy, good morning. I want to say something. Tell Tanapuna you have to stop blasting and damning on the program. Have children, but just be listening. And if you have respect, tell them you have to get some respect. Tell them you have to stop this damning and blasting and all this kind of thing. Well, I mean, does not have any respect for anybody? Andy, good morning. I want to say something. Tell Tanapuna you have to stop blasting and damning on the program. Have children, but just be listening. And if you have respect, Tell them they have to get some respect. Tell them they have to stop this damning and blasting all this kind of thing. Well, I mean, does not have any respect for anybody?
Yeah. Good morning, Andy and the Ground Report. This guy also is talking a bunch of crap. People are going to be talking about him, as he said, which is true, because he's talking a bunch of crap himself. So he wanted the woman to hug up Maduro like Rowley did, and doing all kind of nonsense, and a whole heap of non-disclosure. What is happening? So people need to be wise and use their mind, and not just looking around and talking all kind of nonsense that they don't even know about. They don't even know about. Everybody must unite in the good for everybody, not for one person. Okay?
Nice. So I think I played out the voice notes and them day from yesterday. So let's make sure boom. And as well some today.
Good morning everybody. Andy, I hear the gentleman you're complaining about the hospital. Andy, I mean, I'm not saying he mustn't complain, but the matter is this: we all have to look back and see 9.5 years of destruction in this country, right? It's not going to take 1 year to bring this back. All what people complaining about right now is what destruction has happened for the 9.5 years, right? So it will take time to fix it. I'm not saying don't complain, but don't blame this government. Blame the previous government. Thank you, Andy.
Hey, good morning. Andy, I sent you a video there about that judge in the United States here. You could look on it and see. Have a look at it. Hey, you understand? Understand? That we good, boy. That we good. Yeah, you sung it good. You be nice, man. Yeah, you be nice. Understand? You're good. Yeah, man. Andy again. Hey, the judge, she's a Trinidadian woman. The born Trinity. She's a circuit judge, man. Yeah, she's a high court judge.
Hold on 1 minute, caller. Let me just finish this voice note and then you go talk there. Hold on 1 minute.
Andy, good morning again. Hey, Granny caught you, man, KFC. Granny caught you. That's not nice, man. That's not nice way to do it, man. You can't be two side, man. You're playing both sides, man. You can't do that. Alright? You can't do that both side thing. Right must be right, man. Alright? Either you one side or the other side. You know what I mean? Not for the right thing, not for the wrong thing. Alright? KFC, behave yourself, man. Aye.
Morning to the ground report. Pleasant morning to Andy Williams, the Pitbull of Radio, Lennox Smith, and Mighty Kerr. I agree with Granny. KSU look like you working underneath for the PNM. This government no come power and you bashing the health ministers and the marine doctors. Go back and Rory Slate and see who was helping who now and who was doing for who. Rory on them was doing nothing for nobody in this country. Give this government a little break now, man. Give them a break. All your song for assault, so give them a break now. You understand? Give them a break. Everything will come on streamless now. The other government who called us the government was doing nothing for nobody in this country here. Nothing. Every time something they run in the states, they don't see one doctor here. So talk about that now. Give the UNC a chance now, man. Granny, congratulations, you. Take care.
Good morning, Andy. Listen to this idiot Obika, who is saying the UNC are putting police in schools with large African communities. Obika, you clown, who are the kids that are doing all the fighting and also all the bullying in the schools today. If you didn't know Obika, the schools were chosen because of indiscipline and lawlessness in those schools, and not because of race. Listen to this big fool, Andy.
It's like you have a crystal ball. Today is what, the 8th of September 2025? If we fast forward into the future, it will be a sad day, but I am sure one of the things that we would reflect on is, number one, the schools that they send these officers in would be largely in communities where there are African people or African students, and it would affect negatively race relations in this country. The police officers do not belong in the schools.
Good morning, guys. Patricia Reeve. What the UNC did? They give PNM something like an abscess in the chest on the 28th of April. They are wicked. It's not the UNC who said who live, and who dead. You understand? And KFC, I want you to go back, check yourself. You understand? Check yourself and remember. Well, you're ungrateful.
Wow.
Morning, Andy. Morning to everyone in the ground report, all the listeners. Good morning, Mickie. Andy, I think the bossman needs to take our boss to UE. He needs to go to UE and do something, study something. Study how to get rid of the PNM and stop being at PNM. So I think the bossman should take our boss to UE because when we go to UE, simple as that, brother, you learn something. All right? Later. Andy, good morning, Orlando here. Andy, I keep telling you, KFC, Kingsley, they're no activists, they're communists. They're no activists. Kingsley, I know what he's talking about, and KFC is a PNM. I listen to him all the time, all different patients. The man is a hypocrite. Okay? Be like Karanaj, my friend. Be like Karanaj. Support the party right through. Win, lose, or die. And you know you don't, if you support honestly, the government is going to win and they're going to get a lot of stuff. It's for the people. But I told you KFC and Kingsley, they're not active, they're communists. Don't call it down registration again. Or Kingsley said, oh, Afanali will lose. Afanali man is that strong. He doesn't compose. He don't know what's talking about. Both of them. All right, Andy? And go UNC. Go Kamla. Go Andy. Later.
Hey, Andy, good morning. Blessings to Lennox and Mickie K, wherever they are this morning. I want to say that some of the real culprits in this whole fiasco spreading fake news is mainstream media. You remember who owns the mainstream media, who benefits from the underground economy.
Go ahead, Pastor John. Pastor John White, you know. He just watch them, you know. Yeah? There's a pastor rock with we all through all we lay protest and thing, you know.
Who brings the guns and drugs in Trinidad and Tobago? You have to focus on that, right? A lot of corruption is. And then you see a lot of things will be unmasked and revealed once this thing goes further and there is some investigation as to the link between Trinidad and Venezuela, and a lot of people, I believe, in the former regime will be culpable of great corruption. I also believe in this fuel business, right? I believe there's bunkering, yes, between Trinidad and Venezuela. I want to believe somewhere that a consortium was formed, and they were the one that actually purchased the gas for next to nothing from Venezuela. Would you believe 2 Bs, which is 2 Venezuela dollars, which was the last time I checked was about 30 to 1 TT dollars, fills a whole gas tank for a car in Venezuela. So why do we have to pay so much for gas and stuff with no octane that burns twice as fast and costs 3 times more? You know, so much things have to be corrected, but I believe the government is working behind the scene, and I believe with all these false narratives being spread by media and the former government who's now in opposition, I think they're playing right into the government's hand. At the end of the day, I think Kamala has a master plan, a master stroke, and I think everything is falling in place for the greater good of this country, Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks and God bless.
Go ahead, Tabakit.
Pleasant morning. Good morning to Andy Williams, the Pitbull. Blessed morning to Mickie K and Lennox Smith. Are you with me, Andy Williams?
Yes, I almost forget it. I know things and say, oh God, remember, we bless both me for getting them on the phone. I really almost forget it, you know, innocently.
No, it's all right. This is free call. I do get hurt. Right. So let me add my perspective, my opinion. Now, I realize a lot of people from time to time recently been talking about health and healthcare. Andy Williams, let me say this. Healthcare starts at people's home and in their kitchen. If you're eating all the oil, if you're eating the KFC, the deep fat frying flour, if you're drinking alcohol, if you're smoking cigarette, and your diet is poor, regardless to how much hospital, how much health center, they will come here every day and complain that they're getting medication. They're not getting a number. You reach 6 o'clock, you get a number, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you're seeing the doctor. But Andy, let's face it, if we want to lighten up the burden on the government, the present government, because let's face it, they inherit a 9 years of neglect in the health sector. And I'm saying if the very said people who is calling here and complaining, if they did not change their diet, regardless to what medication the doctor gave you, it will not work. Andy, let me repeat this. Regardless to what medication the doctor gave you, it will not work if you did not restructure your diet. If you know you is diabetic and you're using sugar and oil and deep fat frying and everything, then your problem can go. If you know you're suffering from hypertension and high blood pressure and you're eating all the food outside with vetsin and acetosol, and then they will come back here and say, Andy, I can't see the doctor. The problem is not the healthcare, which you need to treat it. But if you inherit a healthcare system for 9 years, which have collapsed under the Rowley administration, and then you're not eating right, you're not exercising, and you're stressed out, well, then you will come here for the whole 5 years and you go say, you know, Ms. Posad, Mrs. and the UNC is not fixing the health sector. Let me say this, people, and let me take my time, Andy. The problem is not the hospital. If people restructure the diet, the hospital will nearly be clear. The health center will be cleared. But if you want to drink all the rum, you want to smoke all the cigarette, you want to eat all the fried food, and you're stressed out, well, then let me say this, people, Andy, let me say this, people may not like what I'm saying here this morning, but the truth is very painful. Let me repeat this, you know. People may not like what I say here. They may curse me out. The truth is very painful. If you did not restructure the diet, you will be taking a handful of tablets every day, and you will call here and you will say the government not fixing the health sector. It's not the government. You cook your food home, eat properly, stop stressing, don't smoke, don't drink, and you'll see how your health will come properly. Andy, I thank you for giving me a with this contribution.
Now,
Thank you.
with that contribution, the people are calling you Dr. Tabakit. So you did
Because it's right, Andy. Andy, let me say this to you before I leave. People do not want to face the facts, Andy. That is the problem. You go by the hospital, you've seen hundreds and thousands, but they're not willing to give up what they're eating. They're not willing to stop eating the fried flour. Let me say this, no attack on no religion or nothing. You see that fried flour that people eating, Andy? Let me say this. You see your gut, there's where all the inflammation form, you know. And if your gut and your colon is sick, there's where all sickness come from, Andy, from your gut and colon. And the people not giving up the food. So that gut and colon, what you have, Andy, you see that gut and colon, you have all the bile is inside there. And we need to talk good, nutritious health care. If you're not well, you cannot support the government. So I am saying to the people, eat properly, stress less, stop eating the nasty food outside, and then you all will see how the hospital and the health centers will be clear. Andy, I thank you.
Hello?
Go ahead, Clive Nunes.
Yes. Good morning. Yes. I want to address something to the caller who complains about the PTSC bus. As you will remember, I was, on 2 occasions members of the board of the PTSC, right? People like to forget the very Rohanson said on several occasions during the 5 years that they had ordered 300 buses. I don't know from where. Electric buses. Good. Any reach yet? Was it ever ordered? So I want the busman to understand. Look, 2 buses already that crashed the other day. That must give more problems. People must not forget that under Goodin, who was the former chairman of the Tunapuna Piaku, right? Under him, what the report said, 800 million cannot be accounted for. So they must understand that, right? It's to travel free when you reach a certain age, and the highest ticket is $12. Eh? Where else are you getting that? You understand? So if you don't have the buses, 2 just crash, right? With deaths. You understand? So the busman must understand why he don't get a group with placards and go to the PTSC headquarters. He just know to ring up on a phone. He don't intend to do nothing. Good? So let him do his research, and you'll see, ask him to ask Rohan Sinanan where the 300 electric buses over the last 9 years. You understand? So if you don't have the buses, how could you get the service? We must not forget Hines. Hines, nearby Pashley Street, built a bus shelter. Good? And he called it a transport hub because he don't even know where the transport hub. You understand? And it is there, but what is worse, no buses pass there. They pass on the priority. So Hines don't even know. But what Hines could think, remember when he had a big plywood advertisement, vote Hines for fine minds? remained up for about nearly a year. Right? Hines is a fraud. He don't like me to say that. I and him talk well whenever I see him. But he's a fraud. He had the opportunity. Rory said he sent Hines to the Fulton County, right? We had less population, and they had 700 policemen. Rowley sent him up there. What he ever do when he come back? He don't know anything. The biggest thing with him, he used to make sure he in emancipation. You see? Right? Well, all right. How Rowley attend emancipation? Oh, because he's no longer prime minister. So it's not the concept of black power. In front of point of fact, we never call ourselves black power. Our slogan was two things: Indians and Africans unite. Good? That's what. So we never about black power. We about power to the people. Is the express. When we had a massive demonstration from the Beatum, right? Shantytown, it was Shantytown at that time. It wasn't named Beatum Estate or Beatum. It was Shantytown. NJAC put an end to Shantytown. You understand? And Hines. Why Hines get dirty water kick up on him and the police wrongfully arrested Wilson, Anthony Wilson. When Anthony Wilson didn't kick up no thing at him, Hines is a fraud. Right? What he knows is to have the biggest house in Maraval. I just call him the Baron of Maraval number 2. Number 1 was Carl Hudson Phillip. You understand? Hines is a fraud. When Manning was given, because he wanted to be, right, the Minister of National Security, when Manning didn't give him, right, when Gillian Bonady died, right, up in the Mover area up there, he and I was in the same funeral. I dropped him down to the Catholic Church, not the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church higher, but right by Pashay Street in that cemetery there. I dropped him down. He said me he have Manning on a hook. And know whether he'll accept the junior minister or not. Hines is no good, never was. He had to now decide he's no longer going to be a candidate because he might not have won even in Beatum. Let me tell you something. I was the campaign manager for Kamaluddin Mohammed, right? Fighting with Max Mohammed, who went up for the ULF. We held 2 meetings in the Beatum, and we never get pelted with no stone. We never get attacked or anything like that. Our Union Hall right there, 114 Eastern Main Road. Good? TU, when I was the president of TU. Right? Hines was never no good, and he will never be good. You know who knew a lot about Hines? Shabazz, who deceased. You understand? Hines is a fraud. How much cases Hines win as a lawyer? Let us tell us that. I asking Hines now, this morning, tell us what kind of cases he used to win and how many cases. He was a fraud lawyer. You understand? When I say fraud, he wasn't good. Right? Hines could have never get a senior counsel or no Wells King counsel now. You understand? You see Hines? Hines is the worst thing. Manning was annoyed with Hines with his dreadlocks. You understand? But I want to question Rowley why he was not in emancipation. You used to be here every year when you were the prime minister. This year, you're not the prime minister, you're not there. I want to challenge the PNM party from Dr. Williams to now. If any one of them ever attended Labor Day down in Faizabad, not one. Right? Good. So I was in Labor Day this year. I met Sister Kamala about 3 times. We shake hands and talk a little and so on. Right? She herself took 5 years and I tried to get a meeting with her. She told Gary Griffith give me his card. Okay? And because she told him to arrange the meeting. That was done at the Jean Pierre complex. An African sister had come, I forget her name now, not Mahalia Jackson. That's another thing. Right? We met Mahalia Jackson in the president, and she agreed she was going to attend Basil Davis' funeral on the 12th of April 1970. Is the funeral. Let me tell you about that funeral, Andy, if you don't know. When the front of the funeral was in Mova Junction, the back of the funeral was under the Laventille flyover. And you know how I know that? I had an illegal walkie-talkie. You understand? I was on the truck. I am the man who say we must have a state funeral for Basil Davis, over 100,000. No president, no prime minister ever gets such a funeral. And who was Basil Davis? A 24-young from Barataria who was a demonstrator. He was not an activist officially or anything like that. And he was shot by Corporal Joshua Gordon with an illegal firearm, although he was a police. No, Corporal, unfortunately, he was not a bad one. It's the man who arrested, and him who arrested Charlie, who was a character in Port of Spain, well dressed with blazer and so on, white, and he was on cocaine, and they sent him to England. And when he came back, he used to walk about all talking intelligent thing and so on. And they arrested Basil Davis, they say, for using obscene language in the People's Parliament, right? So that's how the people named Woodford Square. They say that the real Parliament is the people, not the fraud thing from Eric Williams and them. You understand? One thing Barack Porter's always say, that the thieving and all that started with Eric Williams. When you read about Foster Cummins, Guardian, I know about Foster Cummins. Foster Cummins was thieving land all in England, walk and all that. All that is in the Sunday Guardian, right? With his wife, with the company called Pitbull. You know what Foster Cummins did? He went and he borrowed the old hospital with galvanized, right? The truck never had any Pitbull, right? His wife, right? And that is Foster Cummins, right? He break down people's house, come into the election in Talparo there. You want to know why he lost? Why Watts beat him? And who was Watts? Watts was a former chairman of the PNM. What they talking about? I know all Eric Williams' corruption from Lock Joint. Look, his daughter came here, I think, last year. And you know what she continued to insist? Take out my father's name from the Montreux Hospital. It is called the Eric Williams Medical Science and whoever it is, whatever the name is. But everybody is called it the Montreux Hospital. You understand? And I don't want you to tell me I have 4 more minutes. I hear plenty people that talk long, right? But tell Tunapuna, I agree with the lady, what language he has been using, right? And I want him to call me because he forgets my number, 707-2982, right? I could talk with him and advise him accordingly. Because children are really listening Parents just had to switch off the radio. But some of these people, all right, KFC or whatever his name, you always bad talking the UNC government. You do it all over heavy and TC program and all that. He's a nasty, mouthed man. I don't know him, but I know about him over the radio programs. Granny was right. You understand? So that's what I want to say. But to tell the boss man, get people to picket the PTSC, the new manager. Up to now, the PTSC board has now been constituted. Nobody don't know. You understand? So you don't have a board. You understand? So I want the boss man to know. Tell him he could ring me too. I could tell him and give him advice. And for him to know. He say, oh, only the Shagonas buses. Look how much buses park up in the yard. The Chinese buses is manning who brings Chinese buses in this country. You know what's the problem? You have to wait 3 months to get parts by the boat. So what is going to happen? More and more buses will be parked up and they were not good. The Yutong and the other thing. Yeah? The best buses we bought when Winston Sweet was chairman of the PTSC. The Marco Polo buses. It is a combination of Benz and Volvo. You understand? And we were going to buy that. And you know what happened? Our board, they took away and put it in the hands of the BIR people. And they take the SS, I forget the other man's name there, with a lot of corruption. Good? So let him call me. Tell Bossman, call me. And when I explain to him what, you know, you don't have no Sunday service again. You understand? You ever hear you could hear that? Anybody reach the pension, they're traveling free. They only have to have an ID card or a driver's permit or a passport. You understand? So if you want to know much about thing, and tell him I am 86 years of age and 9 months. Tell him that. Call me anytime. Okay? All right. Cool?
Do not put out your hearing, eh? Stop using those words. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother.
Yes, indeed. Of course, a pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Of course, very what I consider to be nostalgic and historical. Let's say presentation by the late, not the late great, I should say the current great, moving, or should I say mobile encyclopedia of let's say labor and other historical developments in Trinidad. I suppose because he has crisscrossed so many situations because of his biological age, and he seemed to be going steadfastly onwards. I suspect that he might well go to 200. I'm talking about none other than Mr. Clive Nunez. Pleasant good morning to you, my friend, and of course all you and your family, etc. Let me say, of course, good morning to the entire listenership across the Trinidad and Tobago, East, West, North, South, Central, and in Tobago, our good friends there, and indeed across the region and the world. Of course, as far as the world is concerned and the diaspora, well, whatever time of the day it is in your neck of the wood, because, you know, we cross and crisscross different time zones. But that being as it may, I didn't get much of the conclusion as a result of what transpired late yesterday in the program when we had to, unfortunately, expire or would have expired our time, and therefore the responses that I would have liked to myself, of course, and that of that self self-proclaimed Venezuelan expert, who of course says that he has firm knowledge of geopolitics across the globe, and then of course assume that others don't have it, and he of course is the repository of all information. Well, of course, I attempted briefly to dismiss that, and I would have liked to hear some more of those persons. I don't know if I tuned in too late of some of the responses by some of them with respect to those what I consider to be self-proclaimed expert expertise on the subject of Venezuela and of course that of the region, and that of course will not be as it may. Of course, there are several issues that I would want to address as well. I'm sure that you'll give me a brief if there is any significant development as far as the responses to that issue that was raised last time we were on air, talking about yesterday. Excuse me. Judge warns importers over fake brands, too cheap to be real. Well, of course, that is a matter I think some time ago we did briefly highlight it, and it's now, of course, a part of the jurisprudence in Trinidad and Tobago because a judgment was made. There, here it is, an importer, I think, paid $50,000, I believe it was, or 50,000 US for fake Nike and Jordan sneakers and other what I consider to be highly branded footwear and general sportswear. And the judge, the judge made a comment, but both parties representing Nike and, of course, the company that imported these items, they worked out an agreement. So there is no need for the judge to make a judgment. However, of course, he did comment that if something is too cheap, especially in brands of that nature, then, of course, people should know that they are being hoodwinked, and therefore they should be much more circumspect. Of course, I have my own view. I think it's an opportunity for persons like me. So I am going to write to all of the parties, the judge, the lawyers, and the companies involved to see whether or not we can put a volunteer team to eradicate or to get rid of the Nike brand or the Nike labels on these items, and still put those items to use for the poor and those who may want a slipper or one of these items. We use an ice pick. You could take off the brand, cut it out as the case may be, and then of course donate the finished product to some charity, or to of course assist poor people who may not have a footwear at this time. I thought because the alternative is that the entire stock will be, according to the court, would be destroyed, and I think is a waste of of good material, one, and it's something that people could use without, of course, subjecting the parties to any loss. The party meaning that the Nike representative and so on. I'm sure that I hope, however, that they would take my proposal seriously, and we get under the supervision of the customs, and just blur out or destroy the Nike labels, and then put the finished product to good use. I mean, it's a waste to, of course, just burn them or destroy them, as the case may be. I think it's simply, in my view, could be used for assisting in the as far as poor persons are concerned, and giving them some kind of footwear to be used coming out of that unfortunate situation. A state compensates Wallerfield woman for wrongful arrest, malicious prosecution. Well, yes, I think it's $80,000 that person was awarded. She was 15 years at the time when team of police officers swooped down, claimed that they were looking for arms and ammunition charged them, he detained them in hospitable conditions according to the material that it was before the court in Cuba, and as a result of that, they suffered a lot of humiliation and physical discomfort, and so the court felt that that person should be compensated some $80,000 thereabout. I think that person is now about 24 years of age. So that's the length of time the matter took to become or to conclude in a just way in favor of that person who have been subjected to that atrocious situation initiated by the police. And of course, it's warning to the police as well to be much more cautious and to be much more vigilant and to be much more forthright with your evidence and your prosecution, because I understand that the charging officer did not attend court and therefore preferred or offered no evidence in that matter. So that victim turned prosecutor, if you want to call that, or having brought the matter to court, has turned out to be victorious. COP warns parents, keep your children in check. Well, of course, the deploying of police officers in schools, specific schools, the minister said out of an abundance of caution and not wanting to stigmatize any educational institution, which would reflect, of course, obviously, negatively on the students there, as well as the staff, let's not waste that, and as well as the ministry. Already it had been reflected negatively because they have no choice now but to deploy police officers in schools, which of course is something that is a last resort, a desperate act. So he has said, the minister that is, that he will not disclose the schools so of course eventually, this is Trinidad, so we'll eventually know, but you wouldn't get it from him. And so that has been ruled out. The police commissioner has been on the move, visiting, of course, some of the schools where these officers have been deployed. One good point, and I did mention it yesterday, I think it's worth reiterating, is that the police officers were trained for that specific assignment, and I think most of them would be SRPs that were subject. I think about 90 of them, if I'm not mistaken, would have been trained to specifically deal with the mission and the sensitivity of the mission that they have been called upon to exercise at this point in time. So he is saying, of course, that is to say, the commissioner of police, he is saying to parents to be very, very, very careful, be very circumspect, be very mindful, monitor your children's activities, because if you don't, then of course the police will have no choice but to move in and do it for you. Of course, that is on top of what has been bandied about for some time now by both the Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, when he says, well, listen, if you don't do the right thing, then your address will be displaced or replaced. And of course, that's a permanent address, because he's talking about the cemetery.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
anything?
Good morning, the ground report from Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, the devil is a liar. Get up, wake up, shake up, turn around that chair and give me that dance. The devil is a liar. Wake up, shake up. I know it's hard, it's rough, it's tough. The devil is a liar. Get up, wake up, shake up, give me a dance, go outside, come back in, twist that chair, and you'll be fine for the rest of the day. Love you guys.
All right.
Andy, you gave one of your spiritual intervention negativity.
No, boy, I know knocking out there, Serious, boy. First time I knocking over you, I start to knock out, yeah.
Oh, so somebody,
they said the devil, the devil in the room, yeah. The devil, I had to shake that devil out.
Yeah. Of course, That pilot that was kidnapped has been rescued, and he is, I understand, back with his family and resting comfortably. While, of course, the assailants, I think it was 5 of them, one has been shot, I think 2 or 3, two in custody. So that's 2 and 2 and 1, 3. I think 3 of them are in custody, and 1 is at large, or it could be that 2 is at large and 2 in custody. Well, whichever it is, that is the information that we are getting. The fact is that the police is still on the prowl for persons who have been alleged to be part and parcel of that kidnapping scam. Of course, there is alleged as well. There's alleged that $1 million was asked for in terms of ransom, but we are not clear as to whether or not any money was paid at all. The incident, of course, in terms of the rescue, happened in Maribel.
All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead, next caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning to Lennox. Lennox, I hear you talking about Venezuela. I want to mention something, and these are facts. It have a brand new jack-up oil rig heading to Venezuela, was built in China. That rig going in Lake Maracaibo to take out oil to send to China. The Chinese also refurbishing 200 wells in Venezuela so they could increase their oil production. The heavy crude going to China to refine, and all the light crude, PDVSA going to be able to refine that. They're refurbishing some refineries in Venezuela. The Chinese refining some refurbishing some refineries so they could jack up the oil production again. This thing we're going on with America, you have to look at, you're talking about geopolitics just now. We have to look at the politics in this thing. And the Americans don't line up themselves to get all Venezuela oil. The Chinese signed contract with the Venezuelan government to boost their production and get contracts to get oil from Venezuela. All these warships, you feel them going to shoot pirogue? Them going to try to block China? And the Chinese spend over $60 billion in Venezuela in terms of infrastructure development already. They're not going to give it up just so. So America trying to impede Venezuela progress after they sanction them for 20 years. They take all the foreign reserves that they had in the Bank of England and in America. They seize all Venezuela assets in like Citgo and thing that in the States. And our small country, get caught up in the geopolitics. Miss Kamala Persad doing what she thinks is best for Trinidad and Tobago. And Maduro doing what he thinks is best for Venezuela. And Trump doing what he thinks is best for America. You know, they say cockroach are no right in foul party. Cockroach shouldn't go in foul party. We end up in a situation like that because of the politics. I always say, America have no friend. America could see what they get out of you. That's how America is living. Rape countries' assets all over the world to feed American lifestyle. You feel America like we? America don't like we? But what I'm talking about the jack-up rig that going to Lake Maracaibo to boost Venezuela oil production. America don't want that at all because they want Chevron and them to get and American companies to get the Venezuelan oil. And this whole garbage they're bringing about narco-terrorists. As I say, in the U.S. State Department report on the country's report, in 2024, it have no mention of Maduro as a narco-terrorist or a big narco-trafficker. None. That come up this year because they want to go in Venezuela because they realize China on the front foot. And Venezuela looking to come out and the yoke that America put on the people back. A lot of things that people doing, that people saying about Venezuela leave the country because the country suffering because of sanctions. So people have to come out to try to live, try to feed their family. But Venezuela getting over because money coming in now. It coming in started trickling already. Venezuelans from Trinidad going back over now. A lot of them going back already. I know some of them who leave and going back already. But money started trickling, and money will come in more once China get off, and Venezuela could boost their production. They have markets with their oil. In the Middle East, in the East, in the Far East, they have markets with the oil. But America want to control that massive oil reserve that Venezuela have. So they don't want nobody to come down there. That's why they're trying to instigate a war. Up to now, that boat where they shoot down, I'm not saying it's a drug boat, I'm not saying it's not. But they have no proof, no concrete proof that it had drugs on that boat. Them just say so, and we have to just swallow that up. Because America say it. But America does lie. As I was telling our next person on this talk show, Mr. Nelson Mandela was a terrorist when he was fighting apartheid in South Africa. America designated him a terrorist. When Gaddafi was trying to bring Africa, Libya into the First World, and he was using the resources of Libya to boost Libyan people standard of living. America killed him. This man they call Obama, who a lot of people is read. He sent troops in Libya. He and the European Union, NATO, then went in Libya and killed Gaddafi. And now Libya is a slave market. They mash up that country, and Libya is a slave market now. Look what America doing in this year. It's about 7 times they tried to kill Ibrahim Traore. Between France and the United States, they tried to kill Ibrahim Traore. 7 times an assassination attempts. Because Traore nationalizing the resources of Burkina Faso. So the Burkinabe people could see their way. You could imagine you have the most resources that go into France, but you don't have electricity in your country, and France have a kind of nuclear power plant that using your resources. And the money in Burkina Faso, they have any money they make at a bank in France. France control the economy, they control the money, they control all the bank. Now that Traore trying to fight against that, they're trying to kill him. America launched an assassination attempt about 2 weeks ago to kill Traore again. I'm not saying Kamala Pusai do wrong, about what she do. We have a drug problem in this country. Anything that could hinder the drug trafficking, I all for that. But the people who trafficking drugs, I watching a man on our next radio show, our next talk show this morning, named Gary Aboud. He said Kamala is a warmonger because she invited America to fight drugs. That man on the radio station this morning, and this next boy, we name Keejan Haynes interviewing him. Even Keejan Haynes, who is a dead PNM, embarrassed with what Gary Aboud saying there because he find it too raw. The man saying Kamala is a terrorist. She encouraging illegal murder on the high seas. So she involved in the drug trafficking too. And America killing people, and Kamala invite them here to come and attack things. But Kamala never invite them to come to attack Venezuela. Kamala say if Venezuela attack Guyana, the Americans want to come in here, she will allow them to do, which I fully support. If they attack Guyana. But attack on Venezuela mainland is not in my books. Because that narco-terrorist thing where they try to pin on Maduro over the last couple of months is because they want to go in there now and take Venezuela. It's 20 years they try to get Chavez and then Maduro out.
Thank you.
And they're failing right through. All right, sorry.
Thank you for the history.
Well, it's not just history. I think it's contemporary and circumstances that would have led to. But like a focus to also be on whether or not people are satisfied that there is a running and existential dictatorship that has overrun Venezuela and other countries like this. But we are focusing on Venezuela, and whether or not, of course, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister is acting in Trinidad and Tobago's best interests. because of course we talk about the Americans seeking their interest. Certainly in that melee, one has to conclude whether or not it is in Trinidad and Tobago's interest to take that position. And I could tell you one time, based on the evidence, that if you're saying that if you enter the Essequibo region, you will make, the Prime Minister will make Trinidad and Tobago a staging point for repelling that aggression. That I could only conclude that is in Trinidad and Tobago's interest, because not only is Guyana part of CARICOM, but of course we are oil and gas and petrochemical domain, and we rely on that for 80% of our foreign exchange. So it's only natural that you would make that. So whether or not she has been duped or roped into the whole process, I think it is a very conscious. It is one that is in Trinidad and Tobago's interest, and just like every other country, she is making that they notice that for those countries that is not in their interest, like the other Caribbean countries, they are silent on these matters, even though Guyana is and will continue to be a major player in CARICOM. So the lines are drawn, the dichotomy is there, and one has to just look at. But once again, the dictatorship and therefore the maladministration, and of course the bogus elections that are coming out of Venezuela. I would like somebody to focus on that, because I think that is one of the pretexts for the intervention of the Americans, whether it be on the basis of a genuine concern for drugs getting into the United States from these countries in South America, or indeed they are there because they want to preempt the Chinese association with Venezuela in, of course, the Chinese interests. They being, of course, a major competitor, and I'm being generous here, of the United States in terms of geopolitical ascendancy and dominance and hegemony. So we'll see how that pans out. But I would love those areas, because those areas are not being touched at all. Human rights and all of those, and bogus elections and so on. I would love to hear persons focus on that as well. Go ahead, Andy.
Good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, newbie, and to everybody out here. Andy, I totally agree with the caller who talked to Tonapuna about cussing on the radio station. Andy, you know, this is not the first time we are hearing it. How many times I brought up that issue, and it was because of Tonapuna that Amar and even Gael Station got warning letters from Telecommunications Authority. And whoever the mocking pretenders want to be, to pass it off to say what, or they hear in worse than that home, and that is not the point. This is not their home, and it is one of our activists that is doing it. Why does it always see the wrong in others, but only not see the wrong in what one of all your own people doing? That is not right. How some of us can make a contribution and don't punctuate it with cuss words, and the next thing always casting aspersion. I keep telling all you about playing the disclaimer after that man talking, but all you not listening to anybody. When you see all you get soon, it all going to look fake. And I've been very, very frank here this morning. Not because Tonapuna bringing out information, all of us bringing out information, but we're not casting aspersion on nobody. We're not cussing. And it's ignorant, it's very ignorant to hear people on the chat talking about leave him. Then say we have to say no, that is not the point. That is not the point. And Andy, I am telling all you better prepare yourself from now. When all you get over on that on the radio station, all you better prepare yourself, because it's going to end up like with Amar again. And it's not once Amar got a letter about Telapuna, you know. Telapuna has been blocked from various radio stations for the same concern and the length of time that he takes also. So all who want to make excuses for Tanapuna, I could just imagine all of this run all your house. And I make no apologies for saying it. None whatsoever. Because what he's doing is wrong. And wrong is wrong. That cannot be right. And Andy, have you noticed that every time Telecommunications Authority send a letter, they always make reference to what Tanapuna is saying? Nobody else. And of course, the next one from the Bitam. He has no respect neither. And you laughing, keep what is he saying? Come on, Andy. They're dragging the program, man. They're dragging it. We have to bring back our standards on this program. Yeah, you make a little joke or whatever. But not every morning. Andy, and the next thing, right? We know there are a lot of faults in every single one of the health of the ministries and them. We know that. And you think people don't know that who to be blamed for it? Of course people know who to be blamed for it. But they must highlight it. But I must say, Andy, at the Santa Cruz, I attend 2 clinics, one at the St. James Infirmary and Santa Cruz Health Center. Now, the one at the St. James Infirmary, you can time your watch. You can set your watch date. Our clinic starts at 7, right? Now, what I don't like, and well, you know, I spoke about it openly down there, is that why it is that new patients come late and are attended before everybody else. That's not right. And some of us who reach there on 6:30, 6:15 in the morning have to wait on them. But there are 4 or 5 doctors and it moves fast. Right? It moves fast. The key back there is when you go to the pharmacy. Santa Cruz Health Center moves okay as well, right? Everybody's there early. They open the doors at 8, right? The doctors and them, sometimes they're there, but they don't start until 9. Now, we are screened by the nurses and them. They do all the blood sugar, the weight, the pressure, everything. They take whatever information from you, so that when you go into the doctor now, she read what the nurse put there, and then has been my experience, and I've never heard anybody else complaining about it. And then they will ask you, is there anything else you want to say or whatever? I must say we are treated well at my treatment at the health center, because you know if I get bad treatment, I come in here and saying it. Right? But yes, we have to have a little patience. This is a spillover. The bad treatment is a spillover from the PNM. And yes, while we are asking the people to have some patience, that things are going to get better. Right? In the meantime, we're not going to sit down and allow it to fester. All right, Andy, thank you very much for listening to me, and have a good one.
And all Munsami is correct. Whatever we get later, it's not again long time. Some years back, it used to be the host, whether me or Lennox or whatever. Now whenever one letter come, it always refers to the callers. Things that you all are saying. And yes, it is truth. Most of the things that is being said, that are being warned about, do come from Tunapuna mouth. Bitches. Remember, we're not live, but whenever we go back mainstream, I being serious, some of the things too we just get warned about is some of the things where Anderson Wilson will say too. That is in the transcript of warnings of words that must not be said. And I'm being very, very serious. Whenever we go back mainstream, if I have to not take various people contributions in order not to receive any letters from TAT warning of contributions from callers, I will do that. Because we cannot afford to lose our program based on people contributions. And yes, we understand jackass is in the dictionary. I could say that because we're not mainstream. We know that. But it's against the rules of that. Saying coolie is against the rules of that. Yeah. We can't play, we want to deliberate. But that's nothing. That don't supposed to do that. It is what it is. It is the rules. Saying nigga. We don't supposed to do that. Bitches. Damn. Imagine they say damn.
And just in case, Andy, people don't understand or see that as trivial, I want them to understand all and sundry, all. This goes for everybody. That one of the roles of TAT is to preserve unity in the society, to avoid divisiveness, and what these words do is promote the opposite. That is the principle. So that whilst it may be permissible and accepted in some sections of the society, but in terms of the general health of the society, in terms of the general good of the society, these words are not permissible because it does not promote unity, it doesn't promote unanimity, it does not promote ethical and moral standards, which of course is the duty and responsibility of the wider society to uphold and promote. And therefore, the third pillar, or I should say the fourth pillar of democracy, has a moral, ethical, and legal, and all of the other pieces of responsibility to make certain that we have the highest standard, and therefore we have the highest level of citizens that we can produce, pursuing, of course, their respective way of life, their respective missions, and their pursuit of happiness. But at the same time, it must be within that confine, simply because we will be the first to be promoting either negativity or positivity, simply because of the nature of the fourth pillar of democracy, and that
the
is
next
the media.
thing, Kevin, right? Kevin, that not controlling YouTube or that not controlling Facebook. You are correct, but you have to remember, we don't be on social media alone. We on social media now, but we still get the discipline from now. Because with all intent, we will be going back mainstream. And those is words that you all just cannot, we just have to lock it off, just don't use it, or else I being real. It have people would not be able, so long as we reach back mainstream, it have people that we would not be able to take the contributions. So long as they're using various language that is against that rules. It is what it is.
And let us be clear here with respect to social media. Social media is a platform or a technology emanating from the United States in particular. In their culture, obscenity is considered to be a good thing, a good word, because of their very liberal speech, freedom of speech policies, and how they have evolved in Trinidad and Tobago, because ours is a platform targeting that specific audience out of an abundance of caution, and because the rules are not yet as liberal, if at all, of that of the United States, we have to still maintain that narrow etiquette that is required of us and standard. All right, so let's get it clear. Yes, we understand what YouTube is all about. We understand what Facebook is all about, and of course, and where it has emanated from. And therefore, what is obscene in Trinidad may not be that of the United States, but we cannot be judged by that standard. We have to be judged by our own standard, because this is a Trinidad and Tobago focus program.
Nice. So whether it's somebody that was with the ground report long time, or somebody that now start, or however it go, let me start it from now. We would not be able to continue to take contributions, especially having ambitions to go back mainstream, whether it be radio and TV. When we go back mainstream, we don't want that. When management saying, well, hey, look, that's in a letter. Not only the host, you know. One of the callers said this, or one of the callers said that, or somebody says something and then still saying, it's alleged. Alleged don't work neither. Only don't get tied up. Some people don't have evidence of something. You see, it has some people will say something and then say, it's alleged that this one is a raper, or it's alleged that one is a crook. No! I learned my lesson the hard way. It had nothing to do with, boy, that don't work. The judge tell me that straight out. You can't allege. You know, some people feel when they say allege that you're protected. No. You know, that some people go say, I go take this one. It's not me. It's not the radio station saying it. It's not the program saying it. My name is so, and I saying it. You can't do it. You can't say it. Because here what? We as the host supposed to make sure and cut you off and make sure you ain't do them kind of stupidness. So when we go back mainstream, all I want we to end up again off because some callers not understanding that we just can't, it are words that we just cannot use. So please, only let me practice it from now, whether it be Anderson, whether it be Tunapuna, whether it be what. That kind of thing to go and wash off on them thing. The people talking about that too. All them things be in the letter. They have it done under innuendos. And the next thing you see some people will call and say, you see them, that homo or that this in meaning referring to the gay community. Well, yeah, we can't do that neither. And I don't mind in the future if anybody stop calling program or stop deal with the Pitbull or want to bad talk the program or want to bad talk the Pitbull. And then you call any other way, I don't care. At least we still going to be on mainstream. And those people that I will eventually have to ban will be somewhere else, giving somebody else radio or TV problems. At least no more that letters go come for warnings. Freak that. Let me start to practice it from now. The writers on social media, not the ones that we don't see. We never get no letter thing in with the live, these live chats here. And what some people say, this get thing off. It's like how this person say Jack, and the program itself automatically star off the ASS. Like that day. And when if they say gay, the program, the writing go get star off. But some of you come in smart and putting and number four, King, and putting King. Innuendos. Everybody gonna know that for king, which is the bad word. Don't write them kind of thing. Now we are disciplined right through. What we gonna do? Wait tell what? Because in real Twitter things that you can't see on YouTube and Facebook too, you know. I think it call it community. There's where community, some community thing where your thing under this banner. That will hear heavy them get. Remember heavy them had the program
infringement like intellectual property and things.
Intellectual properties and all them everything and saying certain words too. They just get vexed. I warn you. Right, Solia?
You can't say nigger and words.
Yeah, you can't say that on Facebook and YouTube at all.
It divides the American community. Again, subscribing to their values and their principles. But we have all of that and more.
Right, and the next thing in the future, where we have to start from now, some always take too goddamn long to make a contribution, boy. Oh God! Try 2 minutes now. Try 3 minutes for the most. Right, and then come back in the next hour. You remember when we go back mainstream, it will only be all this space to talk and talking too long too will be bad for the program because remember they go have advertising. We go for a break and come back. When we come back more right on the Gong Report. Sometimes the advertising might take 5 minutes, 7 minutes ads, and then to come back in, which will set a limit on the time of the program. And then when I start to cut off all you for talking too long, then all you calling in. Or somebody go, and that was Tunapuna, don't do that. He made the program long. Or if I cut off, just giving examples, they're calling names. I'm not saying just calling names, just giving examples. And I ain't like how you cut off that one day, you know. That one on the program so long, ting. You cut off the person, dying look good. And all kind of not looking good, or what? It's either, or they can make a contribution short and sweet, or just send a voice note, or don't. Understand all here. Understand. And Heavy and TC before they come off the air, they were blocked on YouTube based on some of the things that people were saying. All right, so everybody have been warned. So let don't get vexed when the Pitbull had to organize and seek the ground report interests, which will be seeking the people of Trinidad and Tobago interests, that technically with making sure and keeping the rules very strong, will be seeking your own best interest because all of you love your morning program. All of you, they say, we don't know what we go do without we morning program. But when all you operating like that, feeling, hey, we on social media, hey, think we could say anything, we could know. So, I know we're very, very close in going back mainstream. And I really can't afford for no that letters coming to us at all. Even if it means I have to cut ties with some people, I will.
Bang, 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 bang.
I want to say I mean we, the ground report. I'm just saying I because I own the controls. And I being on the controls supposed to know better. But you know what? Andy just feeling sorry for people. Andy just don't want nobody tell him, look, he move like a big dog. Look, he do this. Look, he do that. But in order to preserve the integrity of the ground report being back mainstream, well, boy, Andy's really a dog. Remember, I see Pitbull, ruff, ruff, and I go move like a real dog.
Bang, 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 bang.
So from today, we starting the warm up to go back mainstream. And let us see and hear the contributions of all of you all. That we would like to always have your contributions. For some of you have great contributions. But so long as the contributions is contrary to the rules of that, it's bang, 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 bang. All hear that, eh? It's
bang, 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 bang.
When a bang, bang, bang go be bye, 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 bye. So let's continue the program. Time check. So don't forget social media right now, because we will want to always have you all up and a part of the program. Look, you all are up and a part of the program on the different platforms where everybody can see everyone's contributions and all those things. So let me go play Smart with Foolishness. Number 4, K-I-N-G is for king. For king, right? But we all Trinidadian know is that. We never get a warning for it. But I want to take in front one time. So please, let's do what we have to do. And looking for all kind of excuses. There's no more excuse again. We can't afford to get no letter from no tat. Again, that is it. And it was warning. It's just warning though. No courthouse. There's no defamatory. No, we don't get no lawyer letter from people saying somebody call the name and all those various things. And no. The letters we getting from tat have everything. The defamatory in anybody, defaming anybody. It have everything to do with words that callers choose to use in their contributions. That is the error or the error that we are faced on our program at this point in time. Tata rules, they are rules. Unless the government of Trinidad and Tobago change the rules, or their line minister put it to them, well, boy, certain words there that in the dictionary could no problem, however. If that the goddamn people rules, look how himself supposed to say damn. If that is the people rules, that is the people rules. Nice. So by the meanwhile, let me just organize and play other voice notes because like many people kind of like shock. So they ain't really calling. They might be thinking that who might be saying, boy Andy, F you. You know? It don't matter. It is what it is. Let's continue. Because look the other day, Olio had an issue with Orlando, I remember that. And whoever had an issue with Mr. Orlando was correct with only using this gather thing word and the monkey talk and them kind. It wasn't coming across, it was coming across with really bad taste. He's not a racial person, nothing, I don't realize that, however. But when he was using it, it makes him come across in that kind of way. And look, he don't himself use it no more. The only insult he is insult, which nobody could do anything about it, is he is insult when it comes into his intelligence and his family and them who this family is doctor and fattest and damn bright and my family is of good ilk and you know he go it come like he corny, you know, it's like he technically in saying that it's like somebody else is a family is a piece of because their family not like that, but he own is like that. And yes, it will be offensive to some people, but he ain't doing nothing wrong there. If the man family and them come from good still way, this or they reach the scientists here or there or whatever. But at the end of the day, he ain't breaking the rules no more. It is what it is. And he listened. He understood. So please, the rest of you all, please understand. Yes, Tom Ford, you say damn. Damn, but it's based on how we use it. Like you say, them damn jackasses. That is where now they put in damn. Yeah, so damn is based on how we use it. No matter words, it could be hard and it could be soft. Lennox Smith be able to put it in all the way in a better way. To have hard words and soft words, same word, but you could use it. It could be used hard or it could be used soft. Lennox. Well, I know what I'm talking about. Me, I don't call you. I know what I'm saying. You have various words that is not allowed, but is allowed based on what sentence says or what you're talking about. Them words you could use, but like damn, you could use damn. You could have a sentence or have a conversation or make a contribution using damn, but it's based on what the damn following up on. See, like when if you use damn as them damn jackass and them, well, right. The jackass is a no-no, the damn is a no-no. Right? But if it is, let me give a good example. But if you say, well, wow, the place real flooded, boy. Wait, that rain yesterday was really, really serious, boy. Look at how central real flood. And them damn cars and them just driving hard and wetting up people in the road. So it have hard, one word, it can be used hard or used soft. And that's why is the correct thing for that what I was trying to explain to them there. that it are words that it could be called, I just say damn man thing, but it's based on what I say in it, and we don't get no warning for that.
Yeah, it is based on the context.
Right, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Based on the context in what you are saying, damn is not a problem. But in that context, you see, damn could be a problem. Like this context, those damn jackasses. That is, I don't know. I look at that context. Damn is a no-no. Right? So I think it was explained, and thanks so much, Lennox Smith, for helping me on that one. I was just trying to remember that exact thing.
It was important that we understand this is a shared concern, a shared platform, a shared interests, and of course social, economic, political dissemination that is critical for the development of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to put our house in order, so to speak, in order to prepare people for what is to come. And no longer could we, of course, rely on those elements that were there before that were reckless at the highest level. You will not hear, for example, the Prime Minister of this country in this iteration of the governance of Trinidad and Tobago speak bellicose language, be as toxic and as aggressive and putrid as we have heard Rowley and of course Stuart Young and others in that group that of course had total disregard for fundamental ethics principle and the choice of words that could be considered either inflationary or it could be pacifying. And I know that these people have gone to university, so it means therefore that they have been doing that deliberately, and we are seeing it all now. Gonzalez, of course, just in his apparent disgust with the traffic situation yesterday, calling for the total removal of all of the WASA senior management because they ought to have anticipated. But then again, we could easily identify against this man the fact that he didn't know. Firstly, he was appointed because he didn't know anything about water and or WASA. Secondly, by Rowley, of course. And then, secondly, he said that he didn't know that if pipes have leaks, that the pressure will be reduced. In other words, he didn't know that if there is an incline, the water most likely will not reach that incline because of the perforations that the pipe, the conduit that will cause the water to reach the consumer. So we know it is pure cheap politics and hypocrisy, and therefore we have to dismiss them for what they are and who they are and what they have said in the past. That has totally no bearing with their so-called self-righteous indignation at this point in time. So I'm not going to waste time.
So Gonzalo, he said that to fire somebody. Who said fire somebody?
Yeah, he said to fire. He fired the new executive. That
right, but who said that? Who said to fire them? Who said?
Yes.
Yeah, but who said to fire them?
Gonzalez are talking about the former Minister of Public Utilities and subsequently a Minister of National Security, Marvin.
Oh, Marvin.
Gonzalez, yes.
Marvin. All right, Marvin. Okay.
Yeah. He said that. He said use it as an opportunity. Now, any port for a storm. I don't know what storm they're talking about because the storm has turned into not just a tsunami. But a pestilent sorry, not a pestilent. It could be a pestilent, but it's more a tempest. That tempest is a huge storm that would, of course, have consumed them, and they have been in a state of what I consider to be total confusion ever since.
Nice. So go ahead, caller. Morning. Go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Morning. Sorry about that.
Nothing, Andy. A bull probably want to stop the drug. They won't get no money to come through. They won't get to bring no more drugs. So a bull, your family, whole family, drug dealers, okay? You who be really talking, killing the people.
Nice. You see like that? We can't send message like that. Abu, your whole family is drug dealers. Them ain't coming to Orlando, you know. Them coming to the program. to say we defaming the people, the business people, and them, and they have business and their character and their names, their good name, and we have people saying that them people is drug dealers and all kind of stupid thing. That is a no-no. That is problems, that is law letters. So that lawyer ain't getting involved. So that we practice properly. I have no evidence and no abuse on them, right? Having no drugs or nothing. This is a business family. These are decent people. I don't know nothing about what I call her talking about. And if you express as he own, and it would not be tolerated or said again. We can't do that. Or that is look a perfect example. Just so we go say somebody's a raper or somebody's a juggler and calling the people name, but they're trying to get in problem. We can't do that. All right, it have eventually who do here go feel it.
You understand the quagmire or the difficult position that we are in, because the caller may be able to may believe that he has proof of what he is saying, but we who are the conduit, we are who are the transmitter, or put another way, through this mechanism it reaches the general public, because defamation must always be conveyed to a third party. In other words, if I go up to a person's ears and I say, well, listen, I tell them how the mother make them, and a third person didn't hear, they could jump high, jump low, how much they want, they could go to court, how much they want, but I cannot be accused of defamation or in any way impugning their character. But certainly, if it is done through this medium and thousands of persons across the globe will be now listening, then you see it puts us in a situation where they can include us in whatever lawsuit, maybe against the individual or directly. You see, we have too much experience behind us not to understand that. That is how the Amars got, into the situation that they are in. Not that we did not prefer a solution to assist, but they didn't want our solution, even though we were the ones that actually it is alleged or was alleged by, in that particular matter, had made the statement. But they didn't want us as witness to say that they were not involved. And so they ended up, because of that poor judgment, they ended up getting a judgment.
And a bad lawyer, a stupid lawyer.
Easy.
And
easy
a bad lawyer.
If we had gone there and say that, listen, we did that in spite of because we've breached the internal security, or put another way, the standard or the criteria that is required in order for us to make statements such as those.
Not only that, on a bad lawyer, so long as them had a bad lawyer, Bonofo had a bad lawyer, and then the lawyer did not include we, as you say.
I'm making.
And besides,
but I don't want to say bad lawyer, because that might be the subject of another defamation against us. Because they may feel that they're good and they did the best, and we will have to prove that they were a bad lawyer. But all I'm simply saying is that they did not call us to be understand, even though we were able, in a sense, to win our case, having regard to what transpired. But certainly we could have been the best witness in that particular matter and avoid what the Amars would have eventually been subjected to.
Not only that, the truth also is that they had an opportunity for that case to get thrown off and done. They had an opportunity, and it's their choose to pursue the damn thing. We already done get the pardon from Junior Sammy them, and Robert Amar and them had an opportunity for that case to done, and his wife pursued the damn thing.
So people, I think, inch by inch, that without being solicited, you see the information related to that is coming out, rather than the wild, spurious, uninformed statements that have been made, that we, of course, extricated ourselves and leave somebody to take up.
That's not truth.
the content, so to speak. That is not so. That is not so. We are not that. We are not of that ilk.
Junior Sammy was willing to leave that and walk. And Mr. Amma wife make it continue. When everybody had the opportunity to walk. It is done.
And I want to say, I want to add, Andy, that even the circumstances that led to the decision to take action by Junior Sammy, that too we learned after the involvement of the same individual, and while of course we never mentioned it publicly, but I think because of this different situation that we are in now and the prospects for re-engaging traditional media, and therefore will be the subject of attention from TAT, regardless of government change. The fact is that TAT has a responsibility, and we have a duty and responsibility to conform, adapt, adjust, and to, of course, make certain that we do the best within the confines of the constraints for delivering information we must operate under or with.
Nah, like for instance, how Anthony Medford says, stupid bitch. Well, we get ready. Smart, a stupid bitch. But we don't know in Trinidad. You had to combat that well, Antoine. We know in Trinidad. I believe what he's saying there is not stupid bitch. But he moves smart. So let me continue earlier. So you understand now. And so he says stupid bitch. The next word, where's the dog? We can't say that, It's against that. Cannot.
So you're forewarned.
You're forewarned. Everybody only forewarned, right? So some only get a little taste. Eventually, only will know the truth on that whole situation. Based on Mr. Amar and them, with their radio station, end up putting their own self to reach where that reached it. That was never to reach it. It could have, everybody could have walked. That could have done. And them keep it there, thinking they have a case. Because we admit we wrong. And we give off. And then pursue our fight.
What we had as a result was a consent order, which of course was just a slap on the wrist, so to speak. But of course, the station owners pursued the matter, believing that they would have come out trumps, and it turned out to be the opposite. But yet still we are getting from the uninformed, the unesoteric information that is not consistent with the reality and the circumstances that cause us to get a slap on the wrist, as opposed to they having to face the full brunt of the decision of the court in this manner, both at the primary and at the appeal level.
Nice, and only realize Lennox Smith right, he go win on the basis of calling Dr. Rowley Wallen, or we just call him. But he don't do it at all on the ground report. He don't do it at all. Whether it be Guile or whether it be on Robert Station, that they done. Whether he just left that alone not to bring the problems. But it's not that Lennox Smith wrong. All of we know what Lennox Smith say about Rowley is the absolute truth. The person was under the age of 18. It have no statute bar. It have board paper to prove. Look how much time he said, and Rowley up to this day never sue him. And a man.
And of course, in addition to that, I must tell them that it provided me with another alternative, and that is to say, to sue Rowley instead, to say that he, by the various developments, like an officer from the office of the Prime Minister who sent it to the station to get a copy of what I said, stating that it was erroneous. Then it means all of those circumstances meant that he, Rowley, calling me a liar, and therefore I in turn can now sue him for calling me a liar, and he will now have to prove that what I was saying was wrong, and therefore, in that what I consider to be opaque way, or should I say that opaque way, yeah, I would have been able, of course, to bring out the truth of the matter. I just want to say, however, that what a métier impartial. So I'm not saying that I'm pursuing it still. I'm just saying what a métier impartial Rowley are talking about. But go ahead.
Nice. Time check. It's at 13 minutes past the hour, 9 o'clock. Look how long and nice. We had a long conversation. Many of you stay on and understanding the whole scenes. We know the do's and the don'ts. We know that very soon we're supposed to be back on mainstream media, and we just don't want problems. Okay? Because because it will only be good for the ground report to go back mainstream media in order to at least give you all the truth and have the correct narrative, and not the narrative of the mainstream media that are trying to destroy a newly installed government, frightening the people in the country, wouldn't ask the pertinent questions. That is how dirty the game playing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Andy, to the phone here, brother.
Go ahead, my brother.
Right. Let me just say this, I want to tell people something in this country. I am very disappointed what is taking place in terms of some major investigation that decisions ought to be taken already. And I want to ask the question, Lennox, what is the status of that investigation with Colm Imbert and that matter concerning the Auditor General, Jayanti Ramdas, with the how much $2.3 billion missing? What is the situation with that? I am calling on the government, the Minister of National Security, Homeland Security, and whoever, the Attorney General, to update us on the issue concerning that. We have another issue that is taking place with the removal of Karen Diabati from the First Citizen Bank, where allegations are that preferential treatment was given to the former then Prime Minister Keith Rowley with respect to foreign exchange. And all these are issues that is fundamental. This is corruption. And after the reason I am saying this, I saw on the news last night with the former Prime Minister, or President, I think it is, of Thailand, was sentenced to jail for corruption and what have you, and misbehavior in public office. What the hell is happening there to be here? That we are afraid to lock up people, and I have a very serious concern why they close down, why they're closing down Rural Jail, because that is a place that we could use now for all those PNM people and all the people from the Chamber of Commerce and all these business sector people and them who are involved in criminal activities, including government officials, Prime Minister Rowley, former Prime Minister Shortyong, Imbert, Al-Rawi, Rohan Sinanan, and all of them. That is a place we could have used there to jail all these people, the whole government, including Penelope Beckles and all of them. Because strange enough, I heard on the news last night, Colm Imbert is questioning why is it that some people are talking about the economy and whatnot, and he's saying there are so much people in this who have foreign exchange in offshore banking and all these kind of things. Why all you didn't do anything about it, Imbert? Because you and your government allow that to happen, and members of your government and your 1% and your finances and all of them are involved in that. When I heard the now governor of the central bank, Mr. Hawaii, saying there was no forex cartel, and I shake my head in disbelief. I don't know where he got that information, because it was so glaring that people could not get foreign exchange, business were closed now, and that is the small and medium business. But yet still, money to allocate it to some of these banks, JMMB, and some of these other banks for the distribution of the foreign exchange. And the small people and small business couldn't get any, but the big business was surviving. So you want to tell me now, Mr. Hawaii, that there was no cartel with the foreign exchange and whatnot? I think you were totally misled, and that is a wrong statement you're making there. People may lose confidence in you, you know. I, for one, have lost confidence in you with that statement, because then it was so glaring to see what was happening in the country as it relates to the foreign exchange and who are the people receiving it and whatnot. And to come and tell me that there was no cartel, and then now to hear the former Minister of Finance who wants this to be investigated. And all this investigation taking, what is going on? We can't come to a closure to this investigation and to see people get locked up and make jail. Something definitely wrong. I am calling on the Attorney General and the security apparatus, all the levy, plus the judiciary and everything. Levy get cracking. We want back with money. We have to trail this thing, seize people's property, their assets and everything, Andy. This is the only way we going to look serious, because we can't afford to go outside, this government that is, on the borrowing market. When they see the people who may be approaching things, corruption is rampant, our economy is in a quagmire, and we cannot we may not be able to get money borrowed. And albeit because of why? Of the PNM and the wrongdoing. And unless we ensure these people and them that we serious, handling our country in the real way, making sure that people who thief the money, get locked up, and all these kind of things, all these loopholes have to stop. And look again, you see the president of this country, Christine Kangaloo, appoint member of give Larry Achong, the president of the industrial court, an extension, only for this government to come and revoke it. What I'm saying is this, Andy, including that of the president, we have to get rid of or find some means necessary. And I don't want to hear people saying about, that cannot be done and what other thing. If the government could come up with a situation and proof that this woman is not working in the interest of the government nor the country, then we have to have her be removed. You understand what I'm saying, Andy? We cannot continue like this. And when I hear Coleman talking about who have money in foreign account and all that kind of thing with the foreign exchange and whatnot, I just shake my head. I say, boy, you should have shame to say that, because I am positive sure you is one of those Coleman, but including your former Prime Minister, your Attorney General, and your whole cabinet.
Thank you.
Okay, Andy?
Yes, yes.
And I'm looking forward to this investigation to come at closure, and let me start to see people getting locked up.
All right, thank you very much. Next caller, morning caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm calling from Grandy, and my contribution this morning is that I plead the precious blood of Jesus on the ground report, on every individual in the ground report. I plead the blood of Jesus on Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and every situation. I plead the blood of Jesus, every individual in Trinidad and Tobago, to wash away and cleanse us from all the animal blood that has been shed from the people using the animal blood, the satanic way of life. This morning, I plead the precious blood of Jesus on every situation. I know we have a Prime Minister who is of God. Her ministry is of God, and we rely on them to create America to take place and our country to act as it should be. Through Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And that is my contribution this morning.
Thank you very much, caller. Oh boy. Next caller. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Hey, morning Andy. Morning Lennox. I just want to say something, yeah? I wasn't going on calling, but sometimes I just listen to some of these callers, boy. Like now, Mr. Tunapuna, what is the problem? All you put one of all your own person in Central Bank to come with the truth. And there's a problem still because he talk the truth. Who is negative all the time? All they want to hear so is negative. If the man says no cartel, just go, let's leave it alone. Everybody else leave it alone. Let's leave it alone and let me move on. Look at the auditor report. We make all kind of things. We talk all what was wrong. They thief all the money and all kind of things. They can't come for the money. When the UNC go in there, they get quiet. Nothing. People feel politics. Politics is a game. People don't get to know politics is a game yet. People will say anything to get into power. Politics is a game on all sides. It's a game for people, you know, just to get into power, you know. Just to get into power. It come like when we talk about Tobago, when this man say he's going and do all these audits and you come out with the truth and thing in Tobago about the zip line and all this kind of thing. But we hear about it afterwards. They get in there and it's nothing. We hear nothing. All the bad things, all the corruption, you hear nothing. We waiting to see still what corruption will come out from the government now going in there to do the investigations. And we had to wait till the budget or wherever to see, because I think in one of the parliamentary things he talk about the auditors and then he say they didn't want to say nothing until the next auditor's report come out. So
nice, and let us know, caller, let us know, and in real, you don't have to underline it. Let us know what it is you're insinuating. Let me hear. What it is you're insinuating?
All right, I am insinuating that no matter, it comes on all parts. If you don't support the government, you're a bad person. You're a PNM, right? Once you don't support your party, you're a PNM, and that's the only thing. I just can't think when somebody call. If the governor say there is no cartel, yes, we have a problem with Forex. Let me look for the solution. Don't go and say the man bad or he talking for the PNM and make it look like, all right, the PNM looking bad. Good. Don't do that. Let me move and get the solution and move on with it. That's what we have to do. Find the solution and move on. Don't just leave it. And as you can see something in your way, is the wrong way. It can never be that way. We had to look for the solution in the Forex and look how we could get more Forex into the country, diversify and all these things, and study these petty things.
So what you're saying that the new government lied about a cartel?
No, I'm not saying they lie, no. I'm not saying because remember one person say they lie, one person say they lie. The man say he didn't have no cartel. No, I'm not saying the government. I can't say the man telling the truth or not. I'm not there. I can only go on what he say, you know.
Right.
And he say he didn't have none. With the US, he said they had one. So who to believe? Who to believe? And there's one of their own say it, so I don't know. All right, Andy.
Good morning, Andy, Mikey, and Lennox. This is Juice. First thing, that Maduro stole elections in Venezuela twice, right? This last election, they never show a statement or poll, but they come in and talking about, it was a slim margin they won by, right? And they sent a video for you where Anna Roberts was explaining the situation. Play it for the play it for them, right? Because they believe is just because of the oil. Maduro empty his prisons, right, and have the Trinidad people running rampant in the US, but they wouldn't talk about that. Right? Going in and killing people all over the place. Take over a whole apartment complex. Right? So to all who want to be so in love with Maduro, they could haul. Take care.
Good morning to the ground report. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody haven't heard from me for quite a while. Okay, so let's stay on the topic. You are what you eat. And people think eating correct is being rich, that they could afford to buy this. The wealthy people eating a set of garbage because it's a set of fast food. How long ago people used to eat simple foods and they never had all these diseases, all these complaints? You know, so the last person there that called in and said that you have it start from your home, it is so correct. Because people eating a set of old oil, you're supposed to be the one to use coconut oil. They're eating a set of butter. That is not butter. Margarine and golden whey is not butter to begin with. They're eating cheese and drinking a set of milk. You see when the animals they are weaned, they're going back to drink milk again. When children get teeth, they don't have to drink milk. It have nut milk like coconut milk and almond milk and all these kind of milk, and you go back to drinking milk. And that is not even milk what they have in those packs. You know, Kerrygold might be good, the Kerrygold butter and all these kind of things, but you really don't need those stuff. You eat simple, normal food, take your exercise, and you're eating like some glutton in the night, that's a greasy food, and you're going and sleep to damage your kidney, overwork your kidneys and all this kind of stuff. So they're not teaching, and those doctors and nurses, they never learn nutrition, you know. So when you are diabetic and you go to the hospital and you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing they're going to give you? A slice of bread and a cup of tea. And that kiss bread is pure flour. You understand? So why they have to be eating all this set of rubbish and a set of snacks and all these kind of things? Everybody's snacking now. You eat your breakfast in the morning, a good breakfast, you have lunch, you have dinner, and then people will eat 2 meals a day. They drink enough water, they drink coconut water, all these kind of things. You know, lemon water, bicarbonate soda, all this kind of stuff. But people eating a set of crap and they walking around. They creating their own illnesses. And they want to go to the doctor. When they go to, just imagine, you're going to the hospital and the doctor have heart problem and he have diabetes. What he can really give you? Sorry to bash them, but that is what it is. And the other person said that when you go to the institutions, the doctors, the head doctors are not there because they are in private institutions. But you could avoid being so sick. You are what you eat. Eat healthy. They're supposed to be teaching nutrition in the school. The school children going to school with and eating a set of rubbish snacks. They're going by the chicken and chip place. They're eating a set of rubbish all the time. So they need to correct the eating habits, and they wouldn't have to be in the hospital all the time. They sit down by their phone and they with a phone and they buy a computer and they're not even taking exercise. They're not finding anything to do in their yard. They're not encouraging the children to do anything that will make them sweat and give them exercise and be healthy. And they can't even focus in school because of the things that they put in the food. These children, they can't stay stagnant. They're just all over the place. You're talking to them and their mind somewhere else. You know, so get it right, please. Sorry for being so long. You all stay blessed and have a good day. And another thing is a set of drugs that they're taking. So the caller there is so correct because they could be taking all the tablets in the world. They're not going to get better because their diet is bad. And they're eating all time of the night. That's why they have so many people having renal failure. They're having heart attack. And the side effects of the medicine that they're taking. And if they eat right, they wouldn't have all the situation. So many people wouldn't be at the clinics and at the hospital and creating problems for the doctors and saying the doctors good and the hospital this. And because they're destroying themselves. Nobody destroying them. They don't have to be in the hospital. They don't have to be there. You used to see so much people in the hospital long ago. The diet is really bad. They're eating a set of heavy foods in the night and go and sleep to destroy the kidneys. When the kidneys supposed to be resting, it ought to be working. And they're eating a set of nonsense, destroying their eyesight and everything. You know, so don't matter how much hospital they go to, how much doctors and how much nurses, they're still going to complain. And they're not blaming themselves. All right?
Boy, oh boy. Mom, Echo of Horrors, tell me to ask you, Andy asked the caller if she would go on a date in the garden. So he will want to know if you're going on a date in a vegetable garden or if you will go out by a restaurant and sit down and, you know, and with your date now. Or where you're going on a date and you're going and fill some bowl and thing, and or you're going cinema or what you're walking with porridge and all your food, you're cooking the food home for you go on the date. So he just asking, I don't know, so you could answer that. I go look out for ways saying the always thing, right? Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report? Lennox, you smiling and so far? But you smiling for?
Yeah, and the present morning,
wait, hold on, Carnage, 1 minute. Hold 1 minute, let Lennox tell me what you smiling for. Unmute the mic now, unmute the mic. We're smiling, unmute the mic. Yeah, we're smiling.
That I could sense from a distance a smirky, sarcastic remark. That's all I'm saying. So, so it attracted my attention and the ludicrous part of my brain.
So let me say, Lennox Smith, if it is you going on a date, or all right, would it have something called a date with all I'm going to go or what? If you go carrying a woman on a date and don't meet her, where your date go be she coming home by your house, and if you do that, she might say, "But how this man can remember by your house so quick?" And if it is, you say, "Well, could I come by you on our first date?" She will be like, "But how this man wanna come in my house so quick?" So would it be, could you be able to have a date if you're eating properly? What? Or you're going to go to a restaurant? I don't know. So you could help me?
But yeah, well, what she's saying, just ask for healthy food that is extremely expensive. That's all.
All right. Go ahead, Carnage.
Yeah, and what I want to say again this morning, I see nobody raise the topic, but it's a couple of days now I'm studying that, and I would like Trinidad and Tobago to understand this and tell me if this is a good initiative. Now, seeing that they're going to put police in schools, right? And now they're talking about arming police in school. You have to remember school children have a certain way that is try to operate and thing. And I would like, if they put in police in schools, I would like them to equip them with cameras. I believe putting cameras and police in schools so that anything, because now remember it's school they're dealing with. And it has rogue officers, although these officers are new officers, they are young officers. We are not saying they will go with intentions to be rogue, but you can never tell because they are dealing with schoolboys and schoolgirls. They will be interacting with children. So we don't want no allegation. We don't want the police service to look bad. We don't want the initiative that the present administration is trying to put in place to look bad for in the long run. So what I am asking the Commissioner of Police and the government is if they could equip the police officers with cameras also. You understand? So when it has events, they could put on the cameras and it will have evidence to show that who is right and who is wrong. What do you think about that initiative, Andy?
Yeah, very good. Not only in the schools, I believe police officers, down to the ones who are given tickets, all police officers, I believe, should have cameras on them, so long as they're outside on duty.
And seeing that the school now, remember,
there's an argument for non-cameras in the school environment because of the. I don't know.
Lennox Smith is saying that there is Lennox Smith is saying there is an argument for non-cameras in the schools. But remember, we're not talking about cameras where they could take pictures. We're talking about, they have body cams will be taping wherever gone. Remember, that will not be showing unless an incident happen. And if an incident happen,
they don't want no cameras in school. But if you go on the
that was the generic argument that was put forward that it may be a distraction to the students.
No, that is stupidness, Lennox Smith. Here why?
In the normal routine, you know, somebody might may make a about Skylark, you know, you have young kids, they will do
Lennox,
things,
but the
and
schools
you don't want
already
them
have
recorded
cameras.
on every
In the
occasion. But go ahead.
schools, all in the offices, all outside some schools have cameras already to see who come in the school and this and that and whatever. The school already have cameras. So if the police in the schools, I don't see what it is. We boy saying there is have any problem with that. Let the police officers have body cams.
For those who are of a different
Dummies.
And I'm saying if I have to go into details, it means that for the purpose for which the police may record is different for the purpose for which the school may have its security have closed circuit television, if you want to call that, or cameras for their security purposes.
Nobody.
Let me try to reference it. Very, very realistic. Young officers armed in school with firearm, right? A fight take place, right? It has some youth men, it has some young boys who is big men already, but they're going to school. When fight take place now, a police has a draw a gun to defend or to quell the situation. A gun could go off accidentally. It about to be deliberate and something could occur. You understand? Somebody could get injured. Now, the cameras now, we have to be real in Trinidad and Tobago because children just go to school with a phone and the school have a law that they don't want a phone in school. All that fight with it is seen on social media. It's children that be filming it. So if the police have cameras on them to protect them and to make sure that the initiative that the government is implementing in the school will be working. Let me give the police and the cameras to defend what it is will be taking place. So anytime that have any situation, they can say, all right, look the proof there, look the proof there. How about you?
Well, you done talk?
No, asking, Andy, how about talk?
Very good, very good. I believe that so long as our officers on duty, they're supposed to have their body cam on recording. And that's not where people they can't take a picture with it or do this with it or do that with it.
Young officers, it's a young girl in school.
No, well, I believe that the argument for it is greater than against it. But I'm just making the point of what is being said as to why not.
Oh, well, all right. All right, Carnage, we got your point there, partner.
All right.
Yeah, but it's a solid point, Carnage. Don't believe that anybody wants to shoot it down. It says that there are always pros and cons to any argument, especially where human beings are concerned.
All right, so you make a good again. Cameras, the suicide cameras all over.
Morning, ground report. Lennox Smith, Mickie, Andy Williams. Andy, I want to complain about that San Fernando PTSC for the umpteenth time. Again, the San Fernando PTSC continues to fail the traveling public. You have a lot of people going to work, a lot of old people, sick people going to Mount Hope, and you have school children taking the buses out of the San Fernando PTSC. Every single day in the week especially, the service continues to flop. Yesterday, right, they hardly ran any buses. All the buses that they had, they were taking them and sending them to UE. They were transporting UE students. Faizabad cancelled, Point Fortin cancelled, Port of Spain cancelled, Guaya, Erie, Princestown. Shokwarasat cancelled too. All of those services were not running properly. This morning, there was no Port of Spain bus, right? From since 5 a.m. 7 o'clock came and there was no bus to carry people to Port of Spain. They also cancelled Princestown and Erie because they keep taking whatever buses they have there, all the buses, and sending children to UE with the buses. Since UE opened, the service has crashed, right? Mr. Zakura calling you out again. People in the San Fernando bus terminals are complaining about your poor, deplorable, lackluster performance as Minister of Transport, and they're talking about writing you up on the newspapers. Get your act together, please, because there are buses on the parked up behind the terminal. There were numerous buses, and none left to carry anybody Port of Spain. And this is ridiculous now.
Mr. Zakuru, I have a suggestion. If the San Fernando PTSC cannot handle the San Fernando Port of Spain route again, because very often they have buses parked up behind the terminal marked Port of Spain, and yet now the excuse is they're waiting for our next bus to come back down from Port of Spain to send one. Because those buses that go Port of Spain from south, they belong to the San Fernando PTSC. So my suggestion is, Mr. Zakuru, move the San Fernando Port of Spain route out of the San Fernando PTSC and put it in the hands of Port of Spain PTSC. They are very reliable and they are more efficient, and they will send the buses on time. San Fernando PTSC is failing, right? Failing the public. This morning, right, a bus came back down from Port of Spain. It was supposed to go back up. They took the bus and sent it to UE and had people waiting there. There's no fixed schedule. One day the bus coming 6 o'clock, next day it coming 7 o'clock, next day it coming 6:30, next day it don't come at all. People are fed up. Mr. Zakuru, do your job properly. Right? And stop sending these set of Chinese buses that only breaking down all over the place to Port of Spain. The buses have no air condition. When the air condition is running, people getting wet. Right? The door not working and the bus is shutting down. Stop sending them buses to Port of Spain, please, and do your work properly. As I said before, give Port of Spain the San Fernando Port of Spain route and let Citygate see about that, because San Fernando not able again. Bye.
Show this video. Good morning. Show this video on the ground report, please. Let people realize it's not Kamala Prasad, it's who went by them and who signed the papers to bring the Americans here. Look who signed it here. It's short. Hines and Rowley signed that paper in November and December the 4th. Those people, that's all who talking up in their nose holes. That's why you have to show them, remind them that. So show it now.
Andy, morning, nice program so far, morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, it is good that the police officers are in school, because I remember going to school in the 80s and in the 80s, where police used to be patrolling the school. I remember that. All old heads like myself will remember police used to be in the school, patrolling, walking with the security guard, with the MTS security guard. Right? And that is a very good thing UNC did. All the naysayers like the PNMites and them have problem with that because they like the violence in the school. And I like the penalty fixes that Tamla is doing for students who bully students and student fight. You do the crime, you do the time. Take them to court like a normal person, because these students now is like big man and woman in the school if you watch the size and watch how they're carrying on about themselves. Right? They prefer to be a gangster than somebody who want an education. We have those who choose to be good, who choose to be good and take the education to become somebody than becoming a gangster. Right? So I am totally agree with the UNC government, with the police patrolling the school. Because look what happened to the teacher the other day. The teacher that separated the fight, any man died? Who minding his family now? You think the student that killed him go mind him? People have to think PNMites and all the PNM government. They only shut all them out now for 10 years. There's chippiness and lawlessness going on. And the next thing too, I don't know if you remember, I sent you all a video clip where the bandits and them say they have Trinidad like Colombia. You know, it's cool how Colombia does run. You're selling a doubles or you're selling something, the way you push the drugs, and if you can't push it, they kill you. You understand? So they come and they want protection tax and things. So that is when they say they go on in Trinidad like Colombia. We need to get these Venezuelans out from our shores. Me a racial, I know.
but we need to get them out from this country. Thank you and have a nice day. It has some good ones, who working hard. But you see the criminal one, you have to blame Keith Rowley for all of the nonsense that's going on here. You have to blame the PNM government for everything. We now in power and we now dealing with the stupidness and the nonsense that they leave behind.
Well, nobody else. So the chap who talk about Venezuela, a couple of them talk about Venezuela. And one of them asks the question, how come Venezuela having something to say whenever our prime minister talks and all of that? And he's wondering why. And talk about the cocaine, and cocaine isn't made in Venezuela. Here's the thing. Venezuela has become, over the last, I would say 15 years, a hub, a base, a launch pad for empires to play. Russia, China, Iran. Those are the players that got into Venezuela. Hezbollah, go look up Hezbollah, is in Venezuela. Hezbollah is kind of like their elite proxy force that they go into different countries and, impose Iranian influence. Mainly in the Middle East, but Hezbollah, fact, is in Venezuela. Go look it up yourself. So China is in particular, and certainly Russia for a long time, they have put their foot in Venezuela. And I firmly believe, this is conspiracy theory time now, I firmly believe they were trying to do the same thing in Trinidad. Because Venezuela has a lot of oil and gas too, yeah. But their oil is very heavy. Trinidad and Tobago, and Venezuela, believe it or not, doesn't really have refineries, right? They're all closed down. Trinidad and Tobago has all of the downstream industry. I don't think you all understand what we have here. We can convert raw oil and raw gas into many, many, many petroleum products. And Trinidad and Tobago's refinery was designed to refine both heavy and light crudes. Heavy crudes, just like what Venezuela has. So the operation had already begun. We were smuggling Venezuelan oil. The oil would come here, we'd mix it in with ours, and then send it up the road in the Gulf of Mexico to refine. But the plan was to get the refinery back up and running and start the operation here. But again, under the influence and control, I firmly believe, conspiracy theory time, of China and Russia. Right? And the takeover of the PNM, the very blatant takeover of the PNM, of you know who, is all the proof you need. All right? So the United States of America, Donald Trump came home, Daddy came home, and he said, nope, I know what's playing here. Yes, I'm coming for the drugs, but I am also going to stop this invasion of the Western world. You're not going to play in my backyard. So that flotilla of warships is here for several reasons. The Guyanese election was definitely one. Definitely the drug trade. And the drug is fentanyl, it's not cocaine. Cocaine is just a carrier for fentanyl. And fentanyl kills over 100,000 US citizens every year. And all of the ingredients to make fentanyl comes from China. An unreasonable person would see a link there. Are the Chinese trying to kill Americans? I don't know. So our Prime Minister has sided with the Americans to stop all of this. The PNM previously were allowing it. So obviously there's going to be a storm in a teacup in the news and all that. Ignore it. This is going to happen. Okay? The US are going to take back this side of the world. They're going to kick out the Chinese and the Russians, and they're going to deal with the drug trade. Okay? I think it is a good thing that we are on board with that program. And for those who would try to make it about American imperialism, the Chinese, the Russians, and the Iranians were practicing their imperialism in this side of the world, including our own country. My conspiracy. Nobody, a quick word on what Mr. Nunez said and what Lennox later said about the contraband Nike stuff and so on. And there's a mild link between the two. It's a stretch, but hear me out. So I said it before that when Mr. Nunez talked about the Chinese buses being the problem, right? The quality isn't what it is, people. That's just how it is. Chinese vehicles are what they are. But the bigger problem with Chinese vehicles is they're so interested in flooding the market with complete vehicles to push out competitors that they do not spend any effort on spare parts, because that spare part could go into making a new vehicle. Right? So it's a political imperative in overtaking an economic one. Not even an economic one. Normal customer relation principle. Right? And this, I said it back then when you guys talked about the buses. I said, be careful about Chinese vehicles. I'm telling you to buy it, because the quality, especially because of this thing called second-hand, zero-mileage Chinese vehicles. It is where these Chinese companies are making so many cars. And they're so trying to flood the market with, especially the electric cars, that, of course, they're making too much. And the actual maker of the car then buys it themselves, register it, because the government of China pays them just for selling a car. Right? So they get their money for the car and they park them up, doing nothing for years. And then what they do is they take them out of that yard and they resell them at a lower price and call them a second-hand car, while the car has never been driven. So in your mind, you're getting, what? A second-hand car with no miles? That's nice, boy. But there's a sting in the tail. The quality of those vehicles, they know they're not going on the market, so they don't put much quality into them. Just saying. But then let's talk about the Nike thing. And that's the other part about, so you see, there's something called intellectual property, and we do not value that here. We're not encouraged to develop intellectual property. We're not encouraged to respect it. Nike has intellectual property, and they have every right to defend it when somebody tries to steal it. Just like if somebody's come and steal your car or steal your phone or whatever, that is property of yours. Intellectual property. You come up with an idea and making it a saleable product. You go through all the pains of doing that. And then somebody just comes along and takes it. No research, no development. Years that you would have taken to research and develop this product, they just steal it.
You're correct. That is like the pan. We develop the pan, and Japan and all of them go on with it. They're making the money with pan, but them have factory and this and that, and we get nothing out of it. A message from Sarge, the Illuminati busters say, and the simple solution, they just need to give the police the gun with rubber bullets and also give them teasers. Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, we have to go. Oh boy, let me just play with this quick. Oh boy. They just 30.
Andy, morning, Lennox. Andy, and that is why, a little while ago, when I used to mention Mr. Tunapuna used to talk too long, people jump on my back. Oh, they like to hear Tunapuna making good contribution. Same thing I was saying. He used to take too long. And you see how you come and admit the same thing right now? You see, same thing you admit now, Andy. But everybody jump on my back, especially Mr. La Hoketa. Oh, and this one. Oh, you're jumping on Tunapuna, you make good contributions. Look what happened now. You see? The same thing you come and you're warning them about. Thank you.
Orlando here again. Andy was right to correct me with that. Do not use the word to call people back. But people who call you decision should know, really and truly, that they only have 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes to speak and use the language that is appropriate for radio or whatever, TV or YouTube, anything. So you're right. People need to understand. But make your point. You can make your point without using obscene language or bad words. And you can make your point in 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes is very, very long. All right? Because people call and repeat this stuff all the time. I mean, if they can continue repeating and repeating themselves, those things have to stop. Sometimes we are here listening and have get fed up. And we'd like to hear more. Later, Andy. Talk to you later. Lennox, Mickie. Bye. Okay, Andy. Sorry for using that name. I will correct myself next time. Okay, Andy? Later.
All right, somebody sent a message. Good morning, social welfare in Tunapuna. 4 months now, they don't have a fields officer. And you does have to wait hours just to hear they don't have a fields officer. I would like the Minister of Social Welfare to sort out Tunapuna branch, please. That's so hard. You have to wait so long.
Of course, capitalizing on that, piggybacking on that is the general discontent by so many who have made their applications a year, 6 months, and have not been given any kind of indication that when they will begin to get their benefits. And of course, I want to say condolences to the family of Ghost. I understand that he passed away yesterday. You heard that as well, Andy?
Yeah, boy.
Yes, so of course, from the ground report, all of us, and me in particular, he was a source of, good talk and common sense, and he would have made his contributions, not in the way that we have to warn people today out of an abundance of caution, but because he was always made sensible, sensitive, and of course focused on, just as me, grassroots issue. And as 11 Tillion, we found a brotherhood in that regard, and he has always been, of course, advocating for those kinds of individuals and that part of the country. So once again, condolences go out to the bereaved now family plunged into this state of affairs. Of course, something that we do normally get accustomed with, but it is a fact of life, and that is to say, dying. And so our condolences go out.
Yeah, right. I see. Janelle, happy birthday, Janelle. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May you enjoy the rest of your day today, Janelle. That is Rams Sundar Singh. Yeah, Janelle Rams Sundar Singh. Happy birthday to you. Right. I have to go. I have an appointment to reach. I reach Grandy today. So, boy. Oh, no. So, Trinidad and Tobago,
my friend.
Yeah, yes. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation. Yours truly, Lennox Smith, at 8 o'clock. Yes. So, until tomorrow morning, please go again. Same time, same place. On behalf of the Gong Report team, we are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.